folks. Look at all the pressure.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying when they were young.
Yeah, right.
At guard and junior, number 22, Josie Elwood. At forward and junior, number 24, Dave McDougal. And at forward, a sophomore, number 30, Caroline Aruda. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask if able, you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Up, and it is score! For three.
Got it!
With the shot, it's in! Lights out! Good night, goodbye!
And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve.
Another one drop!
And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Kick on the field, and it is
Scored! And it's scored!
No questions asked. Now Rams looking to respond. Shot goes up there for Ewell. Shot's no good. Now still Ewell fighting for the rebound. Ref gonna call the jump ball, so possession's gonna stay in favor of the Rams. Ewell gives her a little happy shove after the play. So now Rams gonna come out in a box set for the inbound. Looks like North's going to be in a 3-2 zone as the lob goes up for Stella Ewell. She can't handle it. That one's taken away by the Eagles. Now Hilliard going to bring it up the floor again. Now hands it off to the senior captain, Gabrielle Allen. Plymouth North Bend, two freshmen in their starting lineup, so they're a young team with a bright future ahead of them, but they're still a pretty big threat here for the Rams tonight.
Yeah, big threat, especially since the Rams they haven't picked up a win yet this season, so obviously that makes the task a little bit easier here for Plymouth North. But 7 underclassmen on this roster here, so a lot of young talent here on this Plymouth North roster.
Definitely, Ben. But Marshfield, another team that has some younger talent. I mean, two of your best starters are sophomores. So now, Ben, I'm seeing Plymouth North has switched up their defense a little more. They're in a 2-1-2 defense as they swarm Aruda right away. Looking like the main game plan right now is going to be to just not allow Caroline Aruda to touch the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be the key here, just applying the pressure. They know how dangerous players like Aruda and Stevens both are, especially when it comes to threes, so they're going to cover them as best they can here.
Now Elwood has it top of the key, trying to just get it inside to the big Aruda. Aruda goes left. She's so unstoppable. Get into that left hand, and you see it right there. She's fouled.
Plymouth North foul, number 21, Anna Borland, team second. At the line for the Rams, number 30, Carolina Ruda, shooting station.
Carolina Runa, the sophomore forward who made the Patriot League All-Star team as a freshman last winter. Big key player here for the Rams.
And the big key player able to knock in that first free throw, Ben. So, Ben, obviously we know Aruda is going to be a key piece to the Rams in this game. Is there any other players you're looking to have, like, that contributing factor?
Well, yeah, definitely. I'm looking at Josie Elwood as well, who was a Patriot League All-Star last season. She's a great player on the court. Sometimes she struggles a little bit with fouls, but when she's open, you always got to watch her.
So now the Rams look like they're going to play a zone of their own in a 2-3. Shot goes up there. McDougal contested that one right there. The shot there came from Carly Fernandez, senior captain. And ball isn't going to touch anyone else, so it's going to go out of bounds. So Marshall's going to get it back. Now North's going to set up a 2-2-1 press. Stevens almost loses that one, and then she throws it just over the head of Stella Ewell, and that's going to be yet another Rams turnover. So sloppy play from both sides so far, Ben.
Yeah, it looks like the Rams trying to pass over the defense of Plymouth North so far not working here in their favor.
Now Hilliard going to bring it up. Marshall looks like they've retreated back to their man-to-man. Swinging around. Good dump inside right there. That was Andrews, couldn't handle it, but she gets it back out. Ball going to swing a little bit more. Now here's Breland, the freshman. Outside to Allen for three. Can't bank that one home. Aruda saves it, but she was a couple shoe sizes too big and stepped out of bounds. Pittsburgh is the call. Hopefully it works out better for the Eagles than it did for the Steelers, Ben. Now Eagles going to try and get the ball inside. Passing it around. Good defense by Elwood to not allow the open three. And Allen just couldn't get that bounce pass in, Ben. So we're seeing a lot of early turnovers and struggles from both sides.
Yeah, both offenses struggling to get a good possession here, so it might be time to switch up the formation.
Eagles back in that 2-2-1. And they're going to get Elwood for the travel right there. North's pressure on the press right now is proven to be very lethal. And Ben, I played a lot of basketball in my life. A 2-2-1 press is easily the hardest if you run it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's working out for the Eagles here. Hopefully Coach Weisberger can find a way around that defense. But right now the Rams looking to get back the lead here.
As a shot from top ski goes up, can't bank that one home. North will get a fresh shot clock now. Pass dumped into Andrews, another freshman starting for this team. North unable to find a shot right now as Elwood puts good pressure on the ball. Now Allen trying to get inside, gets it over to the wing to Hilliard. Hilliard fakes, and now she puts up the three. This one's good for Ashley Hilliard. Eagles forgot to set up their press after that make, so Elwood gets to dribble it a little easily. Aruda flings to the corner to McDougal. McDougal fakes the three, goes inside. Eurostep puts up the layup. Can't bank that one home. Fight for the rebound. Rebound now taken there by Breland. Now Eagles just going to set it up, get it to their senior captain, Allen. Plymouth North looking like their bread and butter is this dribble handoff action. They just wait for an opening. As Breland saw one, and she Euro-stepped into the lane and able to get herself another 2 points.
That was a great play there. You got right through the Rams defense there. It's time for the Rams defense to lock down a little bit more against that, Tyler.
Coach Powers playing a little bit like Bob Fisher right now, looking like a 6-man out there on the defense, as Breland's going to get fouled there on the take by Josie Elwood. So right now, both freshmen, Ben, for Plymouth North, proven they're not scared of the varsity level at all, and they're just attacking these upperclassmen on the Marshfield Rams.
Yeah, both freshmen definitely earning their place on this Plymouth North roster here.
Now Breland going to be at the line for two. First one's up and in. So now the junior captain, Audrey Allen, coming in for the Eagles. Very surprised she wasn't a starter when I was doing my search and I saw she was a junior captain. Second shot's up, and the freshman goes 2 for 2. Buda gets it into Stevens. Stevens just trying to go up the left side, throws it up to Ewell. Ewell able to catch it this time, out to McDougal. McDougal puts up the three. Just can't get that one to go. Ruda on the offensive glass, out to Stevens. Stevens puts up the 3. Can't connect on that one either. Ref's gonna whistle McDougal for the offensive foul there on the box out. Definitely thought the foul was gonna go to Allen on that one, Ben.
Yeah, not necessarily where that call came from, but right there, that Rams offensive formation they had going there was doing a good job of getting around the Eagles defense. So plays like that is what the Rams need if they want to put points on the board.
Now Allen gonna be the main ball handler there. Rams sticking to that man defense right now. And Eagles just gonna continue running dribble handoff. As they get Elwood to fly on the fake, Allen puts up the 3. Gets this one to go. Audrey Allen getting in on the 3-point show here for the Eagles. Rams still only 2 points here in the quarter. Estella Ewell finds herself wide open under the basket, couldn't catch that one, and she threw it right into the hands of Gervasi, another senior here on this Eagles team. And now Allen gets another open look from the other side, can't get that one to fall. Now Gervasi's gonna get whistled for the foul there on the box out. And now Coach Wise looks like he's gonna send almost an entire new 5 with McDaniel, Robbins, Rosa, and Sears. Only gonna leave out Stevens. So Ben, we don't see Coach Weisgerber put in this many subs at a time. So what do you think of this new little set from him?
Well, this new set, definitely Coach Weisberg trying to refresh here. I mean, the Rams have been having a little trouble here on offense, so maybe this new set is an offensive power set here by Weisberger.
Rams doing a good job of swinging it through the zone right now as Robbins gets it to Sears, top of the key. Sears puts up the 3. Gets this one to go. Audrey Sears making an immediate impact in her first minute here into this game. Eagles trying to go fast. Gervasi puts up the 3. Can't bank that one home. Rebounds loose. Back up top to Allen. Swings it. Allen gets it back top of the key. Puts up this 3. Can't answer that one back. That one going to go off the hands of Eagles, but Sears still going to get the rebound on her stat sheet. Now Robbins wants Sears to bring this one up the floor. Sears picks up her dribble, now gets it to McDaniel, high post. Back out to Sears. Rams just trying to pass through this zone. Over to Stevens. Stevens trying to go inside, now picks it up. Can't get it to Robbins. Now Robbins gets it in the corner. Back to Stevens. Stevens lines up, puts up the 3. Can't get that one to fall, just a little short. Rebound snatch out of the air there by Hilliard. Now Eagles gonna go up the floor. Get this one up, layup is up. No good right there, but a foul. So that's Adeline Davis, the sophomore, going to the foul line for the first time tonight. Oh no, excuse me. That's Gervasi. I need to get new context.
Another young talent here going to the line for the Eagles here, Tyler.
Gervasi can't knock down the first one. And speaking of young talent, the freshman, Riley Chesna, coming in for her first minutes of the night. Shots up, shot no good. McDaniel gonna crash the board. Now Sears gonna bring it up the floor again. Sears hit a 3 just a minute ago. And Gervasi goes 0 for 2 at the stripe, and now she's committing a foul on the other end. That one seemed more of a frustration foul than anything after going 0 for 2 at the line.
Yeah, well, the Eagles definitely showing that they have a ton of intensity here against the Rams, but sometimes it's knowing when to back off a little bit, Tyler.
Now Sears picks up her dribble, gets it to Chesna in the corner. Chesna just puts her head down and goes. Puts up the floater with the left. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound taken by the Eagles. Eagles trying to push the tempo. Didn't see anyone up the floor. Now it's into the corner to Fernandez. Fernandez gets it back, puts up the 3. Can't get that one to fall. Eagles doing a great job on the rebounding right now. Try to get it inside. Rosa gets her hand in there. Takes that one away. Now Sears going to try and push the break. Now she's just going to pull this one back. Into the corner for Rosa. Over to McDaniel. McDaniel makes the mistake of putting the ball down, and she's going to get whistled for the travel because of it. Ben, if you're a big, you do not want to put the ball down. You want to keep it as high as possible, because if you put it down, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, you want to keep it high. Let your team know you're looking to pass. Give yourself some options. Not a great play there for the Rams. Hopefully they can bounce back from that.
So now the final freshman for the Eagles is checked into the game. That's Zawadi Mayambi. Wild layup attempt right there. But Fernandez able to get this one back. Now top of the key to Andrews. Andrews back to Fernandez. Fernandez got that one blocked. That one hit only the air. That one hits underneath the backboard, but McDaniel comes up with it. Now gets it to Sears. Sears throws it up to Rosa. Rosa bounce passes it to Chesna. Chesna goes up, and she's fouled. Boys varsity team is enjoying the tough take right there from the freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a key aspect, putting your body on the line there. Going to shoot 2 from the line here is a great play there by Chesna.
At the line for the Rams, number 1 overall, Chesna, shooting 2.
So now Chesma, young player here. We've definitely seen, some highs, some lows from her, but overall she's earned her way into the rotation as she's able to knock down the first free throw. So Ben, Rosa, young player, what's some stuff you like from her so far this season?
Well, so far she's been a key aspect here, especially for offense. She's been really good at putting up some screens, allowing her teammates to get to the basket. That's something that I've noticed throughout the past couple of games here for the girls.
And she's able to back you up on that one as she goes 2 for 2 from the line. So Rams cut the deficit pretty much in half here with less than a minute to play. Here goes Allen, puts up the floater, can't get that one to fall, fight for the rebound. Shots up there for Andrews, not able to get that one to fall, so she's gonna head to the line. Foul there is gonna be on Caroline Robbins.
Fourth field foul, number 25, Carolina Robbins, team 4. At the line for Plymouth, number 11, Karina Andrews, shooting 2.
So Andrews, one of the 3 freshmen in this lineup. Can't get that first one to fall. So now Ruda's gonna come in for the final 52 seconds of the first quarter, replacing the other Caroline Robbins. So your score right now, 13-7 in favor of the Eagles. But Ben, the Rams have put together a very good effort with this bench unit here in the second half of the first quarter.
Yeah, this new formation, different, of course, than we saw at the start of the game, but they've been really good offensively. I mean, this rotation walked into the game when there was only 2 points on the board for the Rams. They've put up 5 now, so they've proven themselves to be a good set here for the Rams.
So only one starter in right now for the Rams. That's Aruda. She just came back into the game. So Andrew's going to have one more free throw here after she missed the first. So Eagles have been on a pretty serious drought for the last 2-3 minutes, Ben. As Andrews puts up the free throw, and just as I say that, the drought is over. Now Sears picks up her dribble in the backcourt. Rams need to get this one over, as Aruda is able to just by playing bully ball, and she's able to draw the foul, and she's going to earn herself 2 free throws here to end the quarter. So now Rams have given themselves the opportunity to go 2 for 1.
At the line for the Rams, number 30, Carolina Aruda, shooting 2.
So Aruda going to be at the line shooting 2.
We've already seen her put up 2 from the line so far here, Tyler.
Lamb getting ready to check in at the scorer's table. As Aruda can't knock in the first one. So Michaela Lamb coming into the game. She's going to replace Allie Rosa. Aruda not able to hit the second one, but McDaniel fights on the ground for the rebound. Going to be a jump ball, so the Eagles going to take over, but the Rams still have that 5-second difference between shot and game clock, Ben.
Yeah, it's something the Rams need to utilize to run out this first quarter here, Tyler.
Looks like Coach Powers wants them to go slow. Almost loses that one there as she slips in the corner. Now ref is going to whistle senior captain Carly Fernandez for a carry right there, so definitely not what you want to do. Now you give Marshfield 26.5 seconds to draw up their final play.
Yeah, this gives the Rams plenty of time to put up some points before the quarter ends.
So the Eagles come out in that 2-1-2 as Chesna just goes, waves off Coach Wise, unable to hit it the first time. Can't put it in the putback. Ball's still loose on the ground. Ref's going to call a jump ball, so Rams going to take possession of this one. Good effort there from Aruda to not let the Eagles take that possession away from them. But if you're Chesna right there, that's some of the stuff I was talking about, like going early, waving off the coach. You wanted to get the last shot right there, but you go in for the layup. Now plays for Aruda, gets it at the elbow, puts up the shot. Can't get that one to fall. McDaniel fights for it, but it's going to go out of bounds. So the Eagles going to have 7 seconds to make something happen. Passes in for Fernandez, and she's going to sprint. Has Lamb on her. French is going to counter down into the corner. Ball is bobbled. Puts up the shot. Sears blocks it. So Naomi not able to hit her first shot attempt of the game, but at the end of the first quarter, your score 14-7 in favor of the Eagles. Ben, what'd you like from that first quarter?
Well, I definitely like the Eagles' offense. I saw a lot of threes get past the Rams' defense, so that was good formation there by the Eagles. For the Rams, I liked their defense. I noticed that they sometimes would run some 2-on-1 defense, sometimes it would be a high 2-3. But obviously they let up 14 points, so it's something the Rams need to limit here in the second quarter. but offense is really where the Rams are struggling. They need to get some points on the board. Most of their points has come from free throws, and that's not where you want to be. You want to try to get down the court, put up a couple layups. We've seen Riley Chestnut really get her way through the paint, so I want to see if she can get there for the Rams.
We've said this before when we've covered the boys' games. The best way to beat a zone is pass through it. I think if North stays in that 2-1-2, all the girls have to do is just pass through it, set up in your 1-3-1 offense. When you pass the ball, the defense is going to collapse, and they'll end up getting their open looks, whether those are threes or their backdoor cuts for layups.
Yeah, it's going to leave plenty of room for the Rams to score here. Hopefully in the second quarter, they can get some points on the board. The one thing I know about Coach Weisberger is he's always ready to change up the formation. He's always ready to make sure to change something significant that could get him the win.
Yeah, and I think another point you were saying is that second half of the first quarter, I think the Rams did a really good job limiting the North's threes. That's really what killed them to start the quarter off. So now Fernando's going to get the ball back. Looks like North's going to come out in a set play here as Hilliard tries to get past McDaniel. Now Eagles going to reset. Here's Allen trying to go into the paint. Kicks this one out. One more into the corner for Hilliard. Hilliard doesn't even think about putting up the three. Now tries to spin on McDaniel. McDaniel just a brick wall out there. Ball gets tipped. Now 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Into the corner. Hilliard gets it, puts up the three. That one's blocked by Chesna. Now McDaniel almost closes out. Chesna able to come up with the rebound. Great effort there by the freshman. Chesna into the corner for Lamb. Lamb, no hesitation, puts up the three, leaves that one a little extra long. Gonna say that one was last touched by Hilliard, so Rams gonna take it out underneath.
That was great physicality there by Chestnut, the freshman. We've mentioned her name quite a few times here tonight, Tyler. She's an extremely physical player and is always making sure to get the ball by any means possible for her team.
Definitely carved out a role for herself as Lamb puts up a second three-point attempt. That one goes off back rim, and Eagles collect the rebound. Now Hilliard gonna try and push the tempo. Hands this one off to Allen into the corner. Puts her head down. McDaniel's gonna get whistled for the foul right there. So North gonna take this one out. As I leave, that's Breland wide open. Breland can't connect on the three right there. Sears is gonna come up with the rebound. So Ben, looks like Coach Wise is gonna keep rolling with the bench unit. He liked what he saw from them at the end of the first quarter as Chestnut tries to get to her left, can't. And rebound taken again by Breland, but Lamb is in there with the steal, and Lamb gets shoved out of bounds, so she's gonna draw the foul before they say the ball hit the black line.
That was a great play there by Michaela Lamb. She knew that she was about to go out of bounds, so she intentionally took that shove there from Plymouth North, able to get the ball for her team.
Eagles gonna make a few subs as they come out. Another zone set as they get a high post to McDaniel. Chesna gets it in the corner. Chesna able to knock down the three. Layups couldn't go, but Chesna able to make it rain to get this one to within 4. Rams out in the 2-3 zone now. Looks like Wise is switching it up nearly every play. Eagles doing a good job passing to get the Rams off guard. Now they're able to swing it around, but they do a little too much there. That one goes off the hands of Andrews, and the Rams force another turnover, and now Wise is going to send the starters back in. So Ben, looks like Wise is hoping that the rest of the starting 5 can continue to carry the momentum.
Yeah, we've seen the offense go for a lot of threes here, so I think Coach Wise is definitely looking to lessen the lead as much as he can as he puts in the original starting 5 here.
Looked like Chestnut thought she was still going to be in. She's been playing really good so far.
Yeah, we've seen her be extremely physical towards the Eagles' defense. A little bit of an interesting call to take her out.
Oh, dangerous pass there by Elbow, but now it's inside the Eel. Eel throws it overhead to Aruda. Aruda can't get that one and gets her own rebound, and she gets the and one off the miss. Great second chance effort there by Aruda to cash in on the and one. She's going to be at the line to earn it. And Aruda able to complete her highlight play there, gets the free throw to fall. And now the Rams finally force Coach Powers to call a timeout. Ben, there was a lot to like right there from the Rams in these first 2 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, some great plays coming from the first into second quarter. We saw that 3 drop from Michaela Lamb, And then we saw the layup there from Aruda, which led to the and one. So it's a great couple plays here for the Rams to lessen the lead.
Yep. Eagles yet to score a point here in this second quarter. So, Ben, we saw that bench unit did a great job for the first couple of minutes. And now one possession in with the starters, and you see Carolina Ruda automatically getting and one, but it looked like everyone in that starting lineup, they understood North's defense a little bit better. They were passing the ball more, not putting it down. You saw Stella Ewell caught it on the baseline, didn't even think about dribbling, threw it right over her head. And Aruda missed the first one, but she was able to sneak right back in and get the easy layup for the putback.
Yeah, and maybe that was Coach Wise's plan. Send in a couple of substitutes and let the starting lineup observe Plymouth North's defense, see what they were doing, and then send them in the second quarter to make plays like that.
He's a smart guy. Definitely wouldn't surprise me if that was the game plan all along. So now, if you're Coach Powers, what are you saying to your team in the huddle right now to just get a point, at least, in the second quarter?
Yeah, definitely looking to get some offensive momentum here. Obviously, scoreless for the first 2 minutes here in the second quarter. So if you're Coach Powers, you got to bring up some offensive formations here for the Eagles.
Rams look like they're going to come out in a 1-3-1 zone, so Weisgerber just going to keep changing things up now. Oh, no, now they're going to switch back to the 2-3. Now shot goes up from the wing right there. Shot no good right there for Fernandez. Aruda able to clean the glass. Now she gets it out to her point guard, Elwood. Eagles going to stay in that high 2-1-2. McDougal able to get it on the wing. Throws it into Ewell. Backdoor cut is wide open for Josie Elwood, and the Rams have their first lead of the night, Ben. Rams going to stay in that 2-3. Ewell tries to bait the passing lane right there. Now she's going to get doubled. Now back over. Elwood gets her hand in there, and she pokes that one free. That's on the floor. Weisgerber calls the timeout. Wisely and Ben, the Rams, have some serious momentum now going into this timeout.
Yeah, now taking the lead here for the first time this game. Big momentum here for the Rams. That play for Josie Elwood was a great play drawn up by Coach Weisberger. Was able to get Elwood right into the basket. Put up the points there for the Rams now with the 1-point lead, keeping the Eagles scoreless here in the second quarter. So if you're Coach Powers in the huddle, you got to come up with offensive formations.
You have to assume that's what his timeout was for right there. So now being right back in the huddle, that's probably the last thing that you want if you're a coach, when you just put in a game plan and your team couldn't fully execute. Now granted, it was Marshfield's timeout to just keep possession of the ball, but nonetheless, you can't be happy with what you just saw.
No, definitely not. We saw Marshfield playing some 2-on-1 defense there against the Eagles, so that was definitely throwing them off. So in the huddle there, Coach Powers is definitely trying to come up with some offensive formation to get around that.
And now, as we're seeing on the court, the Plymouth North boys team have just entered the arena. They'll be on right after this game, so make sure you stick around the entire time. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Ben Wilson. We're very happy to have you here on Marshall Community Media. We have Ivana Osborne back in the studio. And Ben, this has been quite the exciting game so far.
Yeah, definitely. This has definitely been quite the game here from the girls. Obviously, being 0-8, this is a great performance here by the Rams.
So Eagles going to stay in that 2-1-2. Rams look like they're going to come out in the 1-3-1, so Wise figured out the formation to get past it. As they fire it into the deep corner for McDougal. McDougal puts up the three, can't get that one to fall, but Aruda's there on the offensive glass, goes up with the left, and she's fouled. You have to put at least two bodies on Carolina Aruda, or she's pretty much guaranteed going to get the rebound here, Ben.
Yeah, one of the tallest players on the team. Carolina Aruda is always dangerous when she's under the net. This is going to be, yet again, her at the line here for the Rams.
First one's up. First one's good for Aruda. Missed her last two, so it's good to see that one go in. Second shot for Aruda is up, and that one is good as well.
Now the Rams starting to make a little bit of a breakaway here with the lead, Tyler.
Rams going to stay in a high zone. McDougal blitz that one. Eagles moving this one around nicely. As now it ends up back in the hands of Fernandez. Ball just getting passed around so aggressively. As now it's back on the wing. Allen puts up the three. Allen's able to get that one to fall as she ties the game. So Allen off the bench seems to be the Eagles' only point of offense so far. Elwood just dribbles into the corner. Backdoor cut was open. Ewell didn't see it, but she's able to bank it in nonetheless. Stella Ewell finally gets a shot to fall here in this game. Ewell's trying to respond, and Ewell intercepts that one. Stella Ewell on the fast break by herself. Euro steps, puts up the floater, banks that one home. Stella Ewell goes on a 4-0 run of her own.
What a momentum change here, Tyler. Great defense and offense by the Rams. Coach Weisberger, whatever happened in that huddle, it was worth it.
Ball still getting flung around. Hilliard dumps that one inside. Layup was up. Layup's no good right there. Stella Ewell able to clear that one. Andrews misses from underneath again. Elwood pushes it into the corner for Stevens. One more to McDougal. McDougal goes inside, puts up the layup. Can't get that one to fall, but McDougal grabs her own miss. Inside to Stevens. Stevens puts up the floater. Can't get it to go. Aruda grabs it out of the air, puts it up, and one! Great effort by the Rams there on the offensive glass, and it's capped off with a Carolina Aruda and one.
That's her second and one of the game. Actually, it's her second of the quarter alone. Carolina Aruda under the basket, an extremely dangerous player.
Rams have absolutely exploded in the second quarter, and now, Ben, that's Andrews' third foul now just in the first half. So that's a starter right there. You definitely don't want to lose her for the rest of the game. So if you're Coach Powers, you have to assume she's headed to the bench.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler.
And Aruda able to complete the highlight play. Rams have built up a 7-point lead here in the game, and Coach Powers is going to call his second timeout of the quarter. Burning two already, Ben, and we're not even at halftime. Definitely not a good sign for the Eagles.
No, I mean, this is Coach Powers just trying to draw up some different offensive and defensive plays. Right now, the Rams are getting right through the Eagles' defense, and that's a problem here if you're Coach Powers. You want to draw up some formations and try your best to stop the Rams as best you can.
Looks like Coach Weisgerber was able to find a way to beat that 2-1-2 zone. Rams have been doing a great job passing through it. They're noticing that whichever defenders on the opposite side block, they commit a little too much, and those backdoor cuts are open every single day of the week for a layup.
Yeah, the Rams offense is just, it's phenomenal here. In the second half of the second quarter, we've seen Stella Ewell drop 2 layups. We've seen Josie Elwood make a nice couple plays. We've seen Carolina Aruda underneath the basket be absolutely lethal when it comes to rebounding and getting some and ones. So altogether, it's great plays here for the Rams.
Not much else to say, but the Rams have been immaculate so far this quarter. Came into the quarter with only 7 points. Plymouth North came in with 14. Rams have scored almost 20 here in the quarter. Eagles only scored 4. Rams look like they're going to stay in that 2-3. They're going to have Elwood cover the middle, and they're going to have Stevens be the chaser out on the perimeter. Eagles just trying to pass this one around the zone. Elwood gets her hand on that one, but that one goes out of bounds. So Allen just saved the turnover right there. North gets it in, try to slip it inside to Allen, but it ends up in the hands of Josie Elwood. Elwood just sprinting down the court, now retreats back. Gets it into Aruda. Aruda sees McDougal, Ewell, wide open. Ewell's able to connect. That's 7 in the quarter for Stella Ewell. Rams built this lead up to 10. Rams getting it back on the defensive side. Trying to get it inside. Shot goes up right there by Gervasi. Eagles finally able to get a bucket to go here, Ben.
Yeah, it's been a hard time for the Eagles on offense. Finally, that play able to work. But if you're Coach Powers, you need a couple plays to work if you want to think about coming back here.
Stevens dribbling around, burning some clock. Now she gets it back. Uses the screen from Aruda, picks up her dribble. Her and Aruda play a little catch. Now Aruda just going inside, sneaks past 2 defenders, and she's simply unguardable. That layup looked a little too easy.
Karen Aruda just powering her way through the Eagles defense. She is the key player here so far in this game.
Eagles doing a good job of swinging it through this Rams zone, but the Rams, great job of stepping in the lanes as Eagles kicks that one out of bounds. So Fernandez coming back into the game for P North. They're going to need her big time in this game, Ben.
Yeah, you need anything you can get here if you're the Eagles here. You know you want to come back. You're down by 10. You need any asset you can have.
So Fernandez is going to get it, puts up the 3, no hesitation, and that one hits nothing but air. McDougal still grabs the rebound. McDougal gets it up to Ewell. That one picked off the ref. Set her a screen right there. Hilliard able to get it. So Hilliard, little help from the referee right there on the screen, but nonetheless, she's going to head to the free throw line. Wise, not too thrilled with that one.
Yeah, I mean, ref clearly in the way of Maeve McDougal as she was chasing after the ball there. But regardless, it's going to be 2 shots here.
They're able to make the first one. So now Sears going to check back into the game, replacing Elwood. Sears had herself a pretty good first quarter. Hilliard able to go 2 for 2 at the line. Eagles coming out in a new defensive set here. Look like they're playing a little bit higher, but the Rams, great job passing through the zone as Ewell just blows the layup right there, but she gets her own rebound out to Sears. Sears goes in, out to Ewell. Ewell goes in, puts up a floater. Shot no good right there, and McDougal gonna get charged for the foul right there, loose ball foul. Rams back in the zone. Eagles doing a good job of passing through the zone right now. Now they're able to get this one inside. Try to bounce that one in. Gonna say that one was kicked off the leg of Carolina Ruda, so Eagles gonna get another possession out of it. Now Rosa coming back in, replacing McDougal. Now here's Hilliard. Up top to Allen. Allen has 2 threes so far. Gets her third to fall right here. A lot of arc on that one, but all net at the end of the day. Sears barely escapes the double dribble right there. Marshfield lead down to 5. Stevens gets it, tries to get it to Aruda, but her arms just aren't long enough for that one. That's going to be a turnover. Just a little bit over a minute to play here in the first half. Eagles just trying to go fast here. Allen and Allen play a little catch. Gabrielle Allen not able to make that one go. Sears just taking control of the offense here. Stevens gets by her defender. Ewell gets it into Aruda. Aruda fakes, goes up left, gets pulled out of the air, but Aruda follows her miss, and she's able to knock that one in. A little bit under a second difference between the shot and game clock right now. Eagles just trying to go fast. And they're going to draw the foul right there. I believe that was the Rams' last foul to give. Yes, it was. So foul going to go on Rosa here. Shot clock is now turned off. Eagles have 28 seconds to make something happen. Allen barely able to get it in time into the hands of Ewell. Allen gets it back to the other Allen. Allen can't get that one to fall. She has 3 threes in the game already. Coach Wise calling for last shot. Aruda gets that one poked away from her. She finds Ewell down low somehow, but Ewell gets that one blocked. But Rose is in there for the offensive rebound, puts it up, and she's fouled. So it's a good look to pass up the last shot, but even better play there by Rosa to get the second chance effort.
Yeah, Rosa, great job getting the rebound there, trying to put up the shot, but she's going to get 2 from the line. Rams doing a great job of getting their own rebounds here, Tyler.
So now Rosa puts up the first. Can't get that one to fall. Rams have a 7-point lead so far. Rosa trying to extend that one. Senior captain. She's able to do so, goes 1 for 2 at the line. So now Eagles have 6.5 seconds to make something happen here. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be Allen. Allen's had the hot hand all night. Over to Hilliard. Hilliard can't get a shot up. Allen gets it up at the buzzer. Can't get that one to fall. So Allen just gonna sprint to the locker room right away as the first half is gonna come to a close. Your score at halftime, 32-24 in favor of the Marshfield Rams. And Ben, the Rams have looked as good as better than they have all season.
Yeah, absolutely. An unbelievable second quarter here for the Rams. They were down by 7 going into the second quarter. Now up by 8. An unbelievable turn of events here for the Rams.
Looks like the Rams definitely game planned a bit harder than usual for this one right here. And Ben, it's hard to say anybody for the Rams played bad there in that first quarter. Looked like everybody was just in rhythm with each other and nobody skipped a beat.
Yeah, everybody filled their positions well. Everybody was in the formation that they were supposed to be. It was really a perfect second quarter there for the Rams.
Not much else to say there. Your score at half, 32-24 in favor of the Rams. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here for the second half action here on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by
Biviano General Contracting.
Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Welcome into the second half here. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Ben Wilson. And your score after the first half, as Mr. Landry sprints across the court, showing us his old football skills. It's 32-24 in favor of the Rams. And Ben, Marshfield played pretty close to perfect in that first half.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a rocky start to the first quarter, but once the second half hit, it was all Marshfield, no Plymouth North. We saw a flurry of offense from the Rams that led to what at the time was a 7-point deficit to an 10-point lead. Great playing there by the Rams in the first half.
We saw the offense just kept it up right there as Aruda got the layup to go on the opposite side. Now Eagles going to take it out underneath the basket, coming out in a box set. Nothing's open, so they're going to have to leak it out. This is Allen. Allen had herself a couple threes in that first half. Now trying to spin in. Out to Fernandez. Fernandez hooks, gets it in the corner. Hilliard tries to get inside. Now back out top to the other Allen. Gabrielle Allen able to get this one to go from long range.
We saw a lot of action out of Gabriella Allen in that first half. She had a couple of threes, I believe 4 against the Rams defense, so she's definitely a key player here for the Eagles.
Ben, I think you might have your Allens mixed up. Gabrielle Allen, that was her first 3. You're thinking of Audrey Allen that had the other 3. It's very confusing. 2 Allens. The way I'm looking at it is one's a lefty, one's a righty. Now here's Audrey Allen. Gets it over to Gabrielle Allen. I think they're doing this one intentionally. Allen to Allen, do a little back and forth exchange.
And they both wear 3s on their jersey.
And now they do another Allen exchange. Into the middle now. Now Hilliard's got it. Trapped by Stevens and Elwood, and Stevens able to poke it loose. Stevens has the ball. Gets it away before the jump ball is called. Now Elwood just going to dribble this one up. Dribbles to the corner into Aruda. Aruda opposite side to Stevens. Stevens puts it down, now out to McDougal. McDougal faked the 3, over to Elwood. Elwood puts up the 3. Can't bank that one home. That one ends up in the hands of Allen. Allen going to sprint up the floor now. Back to Allen. One more to Hilliard. Hilliard back to Allen. Allen, one more to Allen. One more into the corner for Fernandez. Fernandez can't get that one to go. Allen over to Allen. Allen exchange again as she puts this one up. Audrey Allen able to get it to go again from distance. Make that her 5th 3 of the game. Aruda has it high post into the corner from McDougal. McDougal tries to answer. Can't answer on that one. Shots off. Hilliard collects the rebound. Ewell's going to pressure. Ewell almost forces a turnover. And she does. Stella Ewell, great defensive pressure in the backcourt, able to force another Eagles turnover.
Great play there by Stella Ewell. I don't think she could believe it either. Her face set it all. A great play there by Ewell getting the ball here for the Rams.
Stevens inbounded it to the short corner. Now she gets it back to Elwood. Top of the key to McDougal. One more to Ewell. Ewell loses it. Now Ewell gets it stolen by Allen. Looked like Allen might have gotten away with stepping out of bounds right there, but now she gets it up to Allen again. Allen puts up the 3. Can't get her 6th one to fall. Elwood takes the rebound. Now Elwood just going to run up to McDougal. McDougal catches it in stride. Goes up with the left hand. Doesn't even put that one on the ground.
McDougal without hesitation there, going right down the court, doing it herself, putting up the 2 points for the Rams.
Eagles trying to respond. Hilliard gets a 3, and she's able to connect this one from distance. 1 possession game here in Marshfield. Eagles back in the 2-2-1 press. Ewell lines up in the middle. Now McDougal gets it in the corner. Ball fakes. Euro steps in, puts up the scoop, and she's able to get this one to go. McDougal gets 4 quick points here in the second half. Allen picks up the dribble now over to Hilliard. Allen gets it back. They don't want to leave her open. Fernandez now in the corner. Eagles still swinging it. That one poked loose. Hilliard able to save it over to Allen. Allen puts up the 3. That one's left a little short. Aruda can't get that one. Good effort there by Fernandez. But Allen just going to get unlucky as she steps out of bounds. So Rams going to take over now with Lamb and Robbins coming into the game. Eagles back in the 2-1-2. High corner. Now Robbins gets the top of the key over to Lamb. Lamb steps into the 3. Can't get that one to go. McDougal, perfect positioning on the rebound. Can't put that one back up and in. Now Eagles have it. 5-point lead for the Rams. Into the corner for Fernandez. Shot goes up there. This one is good from downtown from Gervasi. 2-point game here in Marshfield. Stevens able to get it up to Aruda. Now the big is going to play point guard. Aruda spinning top of the key over to Lamb. Lamb thought about the three. Now fakes. Now she puts this one up. Lamb continuing to struggle from outside. McDougal can't put up the Kevin Garnett mid-range. Hilliard losing control of the handle right now. Hands this one off to Allen. Allen fakes the three, sidesteps over to Fernandez. Fernandez puts up the three. Can't get that one to fall. Ball's loose. Lamb falls on it. Now Lamb and McDougal got a little tied up there. Could have avoided the jump ball. But nonetheless, Eagles going to take over, down by 2.
Well, so far this Plymouth North offense is just lethal from 3 here, Tyler. I mean, it's unbelievable the way they've been getting around the Rams defense to drop threes.
Now Hilliard gets a look now. Hilliard not able to connect. Molly Stevens able to collect the rebound. Now she's trying to go up the floor. Over to Lamb. Lamb looking across the court. Almost throws an interception to Hilliard. Trying to get that one to McDougal. Now back into the game is Josie Elwood and Riley Chestnut taking out Caroline Robbins and Maeve McDougal.
Interesting to see McDougal leave the game here. Obviously needs some rest, but she's been a key player here in the second half of the Rams.
Definitely having a better second half than she did in the first half. Now Elwood just trying to spin out of traffic here and throws this one right at Audrey Sears on the bench. Elwood not too happy with that one. Now we're going to have a timeout on the court here by Coach Weisgerber. Definitely isn't a fan of the sloppy play he's seen from his team so far.
Yeah, definitely not, Tyler. The defense has been letting up a lot of threes, as I've mentioned before. That's definitely the weak point here with the Rams defense. They need to do a better job covering that and limiting the threes here for Plymouth North. Offensively, we've seen a lot of Maeve McDougal action. We've seen her under the hoop a lot here for the Rams, looking like Carolyn Aruda in the first half. She's been having a great game here for the Rams.
It's also looked like the Rams have gone back into a man defense. We saw that 2-3 zone was doing wonders for them in the first half. They were limiting a lot of Plymouth North's three-point attempts. So if I'm Coach Wise, I'm definitely saying to go back to that 2-3 just because that's what's working here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Stick with what you know. Stick with what was working, especially Coach Weisberger probably going to say that in the huddle. He's going to say, you know what, go with what we were doing in the first half. And that should hopefully get us the lead back here in the second half.
Well, Rams still in command of this game, only 2 points. As Eagles gonna get possession off the Rams turnover here. Rams set up like they had the ball. But now Fernandez is gonna run the show. Over to Hilliard. Hilliard, good move right there. Dumps this one to Gervasi. Gervasi can't get another one to go. Now Chesna has it in open space. Chesna trying to get up the floor. Now she pulls back. Gets into the paint and has that one blocked. Chesna tried to put up the mid-range. Now Eagles going to come back on the attack. And it looks like Wise took my suggestion. He's out here in the 2-3 zone. As Stevens just resetting, gets it up to Aruda. Over to Stevens now. Stevens all alone on the wing. Puts up the three. Can't get that one to fall. Eagles going to take it back. So Rams defensive sets working with the zone. They're forcing turnovers very quickly here again.
Yeah,
sorry. But the offense, they're just unable to get anything going.
Yeah, that defensive formation is what we talked about here, Tyler. Going back to what they were doing in the first half, which is what they're doing here so far, and it's working out for them, limiting Plymouth North scoring.
Rams caught a break right there, leaving Allen wide open. As there's a fight for the rebound, Lamb able to come up with it. Elwood has it. Elwood just puts the speed boost on, gets it over to Stevens. Stevens thought about three. Aruda now just Euro stepping inside, gets to her left, able to put that one in now. Caroline Aruda, simply unguardable here in this game. Dump inside to Gervasi. Gervasi can't put that one up. Eagles get the possession back. Now Allen has it, swinging it over to her partner in crime, Allen. Draws the foul on the floor there. This one's going to go on Josie Elwood.
Personal foul, number 22, Josie Elwood, team first.
So Plymouth North's going to call a timeout here on the floor now. That's Elwood's third foul of the game, so she's going to have to be a little bit more careful for the remaining 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, Elwood, obviously a key player here for the Rams. I mentioned before, sometimes she can get into foul trouble from time to time, but always make sure to pull her weight on the court, especially defensively. We've seen her make quite a few plays here for the Rams, some key takeaways especially. So her on the court needs to watch out for the foul trouble, but proving herself to be a worthy member of the Rams defense.
Oh, absolutely, Ben. Couldn't agree with you more that she's doing a really good job on that back wing. Only thing with the Rams is I feel like the rotations could be a little bit faster right now. I feel like the Eagles are doing a really good job of swinging the ball, and that's what you're supposed to do against the zone. But I feel like oftentimes bottom half of the zone is having to come up to the perimeter, and that always leaves a man underneath the basket wide open unless the person in the middle is able to rotate back.
Yeah, definitely something to watch out for if you're the Rams. Maybe Coach Weisgerber is saying something like that in the huddle there, but the Rams starting to get a little bit of momentum here. We saw a little bit of a shaky start to the third quarter. Now it's starting to go their way a little bit here, Tyler.
So the Eagles are going to come out with the ball underneath the basket. Curious to see what Coach Powers was able to draw up in the huddle right there. So McDaniel just going to guard the basket. Looks like they're going to run the screen, the inbounder. They get the loop. Chesna able to poke that one free, but this one ends up back in the hands of Allen. In the middle to Andrews. Andrews takes a walk into the paint, and the ref's going to acknowledge it and call it for the travel. Eagles trying to fool with this 2-1-2, trying to make it seem like a man as they get it into the corner for Rosa. Rosa, a couple of ball fakes. Rams just trying to burn out the clock as that one's poked away. Good effort there by Breland, the freshman. Haven't heard her name in a while. Now clock down to 53 seconds. Shot clock still hasn't reset here for the Rams. Looks like we got stoppage of play right here.
Looks like maybe an injury, Tyler. Michaela Lamb going over the sideline here. It's going to be Stella Ewell to come in.
Looks like Lamb might be bleeding over there on the sidelines. I hope she's okay. I get in the corner for Chesna. Chesna goes inside with the left, puts it up. Can't get that one to fall. Ball's loose, ends up in the hands of Allen. Allen loses possession of it off of Rosa. Rosa keeps it in bounds but throws it right to Allen. Up to the top of the key, and this one going to be a backcourt violation. So good pressure from the Rams there. Rosa, good job on the save. And her supporting crew is able to help her get the turnover. So now shot clock turned off. If you're the Rams, you want to go for the last shot. And it looks like Weisgerber is going to put in all the big guns here, bringing Aruda back in after her quick 45-second rest.
Yeah, Rudy, she's always a key player for the Rams, especially under the basket, collecting rebounds and putting up quick layups.
So one star goes in, the other star has to go in. Fernandez coming back in for the Eagles as well. Now Rosa picks it up over to Stevens. Stevens looking like she's trying to just kill some time off the clock. Chesna calling for it in the paint. Now over to Rosa. Into Aruda, play worked like a charm, and Aruda able to get a free 2 points right there. Clock's still gonna run. North unable to collect the ball off the make. Cost them a couple seconds right there, so now they got about 10 seconds to go. Allen gets it to the baseline to Allen. One more. Allen gets the top of the key, fakes, puts up the good look from the top of the key, and she's able to hit it at the buzzer to end the third quarter, only down by 3.
Unbelievable end of the third quarter for the Eagles. A wide open 3 for Allen. She's an absolutely lethal player for the Eagles.
Yep. And that was one way to end the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here for fourth quarter action here on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
All right, welcome back here to Marshfield High School. Rams up by 3 going into the fourth quarter here, but Gabrielle Allen was able to put the buzzer beater in to cut that lead in half. Now Aruda gets inside, blows the layup, puts it back up, can't get it to go. Aruda shot it over 3 people and unable to get it to go. Allen has it over to Hilliard. Allen gets it back top of the key. Over to Fernandez. Allen gets it back again. Eagles doing a good job passing through this. Hilliard puts up the 3. Can't tie the game. Aruda able to clear it. Now Elwood going to push it up. McDougal calls for it. McDougal has it in the corner. Gets it back to Elwood. Elwood gets scratched a little bit, and now foul's going to get called. Rams going to take it side out in front of their bench.
We see McDougal back in the lineup here. She came out late in the third quarter. Good to see her back on the court here for the Rams.
Now McDougal gets it, and she goes in, and she puts in the layup. Mid McDougal with 6 points here in the second half. Eagles just playing a little bit of back and forth right now, and now able to get it inside to Andrews. Andrews puts up the layup. Freshman can't get it to fall. I'm going to say that one, last one off, I believe that was Stella Ewell. So now Eagles going to get another opportunity underneath the basket. Ball passed around. Here's Andrews. Andrews trying to go inside. Shot goes up. That's going to be a 2. Breland unable to connect right there. Ball's going to go out of bounds off the Eagles. Rams going to take possession. Elwood has it on the wing. Ram just trying to get a couple good shots here to put this game away here in the fourth quarter. Now Ewell has one, puts up the long 2. Can't bank that one home. Now here comes Hilliard. Top of the key. Into Andrews. Andrews gets swarmed by Stevens and Ewell. Stevens able to come up with the turnover. Wise calling out the play. Now Elwood has it on the wing. Trying to get McDougal to curl. Now Elwood just goes inside, puts up the floater. Can't get that one to connect. Good effort there by Stevens to force the jump ball. So Plymouth North going to get possession back, but now Rams have the upper hand. Any jump ball we see going to go in possession of Marshfield.
Always a good advantage to have on your side for the jump ball. Can come in at any crucial time here.
So now Audrey Allen back in the game for the Eagles. She's been on fire all night from the 3-point line, so Rams definitely have to watch out for her. As there she is at the top. Hilliard gets it now. Hilliard faked out, and they're going to draw Elwood for the foul. Elwood doesn't agree with that one, and that's going to be her 4th.
Yeah, from our view here, Tyler, barely even looked like Elwood touched her, and now obviously going to come out of the game here as she reaches foul trouble. And McDougal as well here, Tyler, having 6 points in the second half. Interesting to see McDougal come out of the game.
Looks like she's sitting right up there at the top of the bench, so don't think she'll be on the bench for long. A shot goes up there. Allen unable to connect that one. And a couple bodies hit the floor right there as Andrews was unable to connect right there. Good defense from Chesna. Stevens just ISO on top of the key now. Throws it over the defense to Aruda. Aruda able to find Rosa, but Rosa can't hang on. Now out to Stevens. Stevens one more to Rosa. Not Rosa, that's Chesna, excuse me. Now Allen sprinting up the court. Gets it back out to Allen. One more into the corner. Fernandez puts up the 3. Can't get that one to fall. Allen can't get the rebound. Stevens gets on the floor, and Marshfield is going to take possession.
Like I mentioned, Tyler, having the jump ball at a good time. And that was it right there for the Rams. And a little bit of confusion here from Molly Stevens as she goes to the sideline to throw this one in for the Rams.
5 minutes to play here in the quarter. The Eagles still in the 2-1-2. Chesna just trying to go inside. Flips it across to Stevens. Stevens gets it, puts up the floater. Can't get that one to go. Stella Ewell fighting for it on the glass. Thought she was fouled. Lost control of the ball right there. Now Allen's going to sprint this one up the floor, but Stella Ewell able to pickpocket her from behind. Does her best impersonation of Jose Alvarado as Chesna Euro steps, and she's going to get called for the offensive foul. Andrews able to step in and take the charge there. Great heads-up play from the freshman, and all she can do is laugh it off.
That was a key example of just putting your body on the line, Tyler. Taking it for the team, got them the possession, stopped the Rams from scoring. Key play there for the Eagles.
Now, Ben, like you were saying earlier, 2 starters back in, McDougal and Elwood. Elwood playing with 4 fouls, so she's going to have to be extra careful for these last 4.5 minutes. As now Andrews gets the top of the key, she blows the tire. Allen's able to put up the 3, though. Can't get that one to fall. Allen a little too far back for her liking. Into the corner. Hilliard puts up the 3. That one looked like it got tipped by McDougal. Ball's loose. Ewell comes up with it. Now Elwood has it, trying to go in transition. Looks like she's just going to slow down. Tries to get into the corner. Now she pulls back, trying to go top of the key. Stevens waits a little bit for her coach's signal. Now over to Elwood. Elwood on the wing. Into Aruda. Aruda gets it to Ewell. One more to Stevens. Stevens puts up the long 2. Can't bank that one home. Andrews comes up with the rebound, but Elwood in there for the steal. And they're going to whistle it for the double dribble. Looked like she didn't have possession of it right there. So tough call there by the official. So Rams still going to lose possession anyway, and North going to get the ball back.
Yeah, it's tough there. Anytime Josie Elwood hears the whistle now, sometimes she's got to be careful it's not called on her for a foul.
It was a good effort by her to step in and get the steal. Now ball loose around here. Allen trying to go inside. Ewell able to poke it free again. Stella Ewell, a pickpocket masters. Elwood goes up for the layup. Throws it off the backboard to McDougal. Now Aruda somehow gets it. Aruda can't put it up. Aruda has it again. Out to Elwood. Elwood puts up the 3. Got it! Josie Elwood from downtown extends the lead to 8 with 3.5 to play here in the 4th quarter.
Unbelievable play, Tyler. Unbelievable play there for the Rams. Josie Elwood with a wide open opportunity to take that 3. Banks it in for the Rams. Coach Wise going to take the timeout, come up with a new offensive formation here. Unbelievable play for the Rams, truly.
Looks like right now this timeout, what Wise is probably going to do here is just tell his team, like, listen, you have the 8-point lead. Play defense. Don't make any silly mistakes. Keep your hands up and don't foul. And he's going to emphasize that don't foul to who we just saw hit the 3, Josie Elwood. She's playing with 4 fouls right now. She's a player you need to have in the game in crunch time and moments like this. Your first win of the season is on the line. You need to have her in. You can't have her fouling out.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking to pick up your first win of the season, you want every player that you can on that court, especially Josie Elwood, who just banked that 3, as you mentioned, Tyler. Obviously playing with foul trouble, but I think they are emphasizing that in the huddle here, showing how important it is that she makes sure to stay open, but also make sure to keep it calm a little bit, make sure not to get too aggressive and avoid that foul.
And I think playing the zone is definitely going to help out with that. If I had to guess, they're probably going to shift her to the top of the zone. We saw her playing back half a little bit, but if the lineup out there is Elwood, Stevens, Ewell, McDougal, and Aruda, you're going to assume Elwood's going to be at the top of the zone. So Rams not going to pressure. They're just going to fall back into the zone, although Stevens is going to meet Fernandez at half court. Looks like the Rams are going to come out in a man-to-man. Definitely didn't see that coming. Andrews spins off Aruda, but Aruda tried to block that one, but she's going to get whistled for the foul right there. Aruda definitely doesn't agree with that.
Yeah, you mentioned that man-to-man defense, Tyler. They were running a high 2-3 earlier. That seemed to be working out well for them. Interesting call to change it up, but you can't argue with the coach's call. Obviously, he's going to do it for a reason, but we'll see if it works out in their favor here.
Andrews at the line. First one's up and in. 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Rams looking for their first win. Eagles looking to get back into the win column. Only 3 wins on the year. Second one for Andrews is up. That one's no good. Good box up by Ewell. Freeing up Aruda to dive in and get the board. Elwood retreats back. Eagles still in the 2-1-2. Stevens just trying to pass through it. Now Stevens is going to reset at the top of the key. Stevens just hands this off to McDougal. McDougal bounces it over to Elwood. High post to Ewell. Ewell across to McDougal. McDougal throws it up to Ewell. Ewell gets it inside, and Ewell able to sneak that one in off the backboard. Rams get the lead up to 9.
With 2.5 minutes, you want the lead as most as you can. Still a Ewell wide open under the basket, able to put up 2 there for the Rams, extending the lead. Great play.
Rams going to stick to the man, and it works. McDougal's able to force the miss, but Stevens hits that one out of bounds on the rebound, so Eagles going to get yet another possession underneath the basket. Plymouth North going to use another timeout here. That's going to be their fourth. They're going to have only one remaining here in this game, Ben, with still 2.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, down by 9. You know how important getting back this lead is. So obviously taking the timeout there to discuss some offensive strategies when you have the ball under the hoop. So that's not the place the Rams want the Eagles to be. But I think if you're Plymouth North, you got to go for the threes. That will limit the lead the least. I mean, 3 threes for Plymouth North can bring them right back in the game here with only 2.5 minutes to go. It's something you need to consider.
And I think that might have been some of the emphasis of going into the man. I feel like if you see Audrey Allen step on the court at all, you're going to have someone face guarding her. Probably going to be Molly Stevens, like we saw a couple weeks ago against, I believe, I think it was Whitman Hanson, when they had Molly Stevens face guarding one of Whitman Hanson's top players, and they pretty much eliminated her from the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. They know how important it is for Allen to be on the three-point line, so they want to make sure to cover her as much as they can.
Looks like both Allen's going to step out onto the floor here. Watch out for number 33. So if my theory is correct, Molly Stevens is going to be on her. Molly Stevens isn't even going to be looking at the ball. She's going to just make sure Audrey Allen doesn't get any open look at the basket. Eagles come out in a box set. Looks like they're trying to run to get Fernandez in the corner. No shot off right there as Allen has it now. Allen throws this one away. McDougal almost gets it, but Eagles able to keep possession. Now Allen has the top of the key. Into the corner. Elwood gets her hand on it. They're going to say that one was actually last touched by the Eagles. So Rams going to take over here with 2:10 left to play in the game. And Eagles going to come out in the full court press. So if you're the Rams, you want to just move the ball around. Waste as much time as you can before you get a shot off. Eagles finally out in a man-to-man. Ruda has it. She gets up to the top of the key, trying to get it to Elwood, and she's able to hand it off to her over to McDougal. McDougal surveying out to Ewell. Ewell goes inside, puts it up. Ewell able to get fouled, and she's going to head to the line for 2 to get this lead up to double digits.
That's a great play there by Ewell, breaking through the defense, getting fouled. Now going to give her an opportunity to extend this lead even more. This is the moment where you start to get a little bit of sweaty palms, Tyler. This is a moment, it's intense in the game. Only down by 9. The Eagles definitely want to try to get back here, but the Rams going to push back as much as they can.
This is definitely where your heart starts to race a little bit, Ben. Under 2 to play as Ewell misses the first one. Both teams a good distance away from the bonus. Second shot, no good for Ewell, but Aruda is there on the offensive glass to keep the possession alive. Now the Rams get a fresh shot clock to play with here, and Coach Weisgerber is going to call a timeout. So now, Ben, you're the Rams pretty much with a fresh shot clock right here. You have to burn as much time as possible. Just try and pass the ball around. I don't think you're going to see the zone defense come from the Eagles. I think they're going to be up here in a man. So I think if you want your best chance to increase your odds of winning, you have to get the ball to Aruda somehow, some way.
Yeah, you got to get the ball to Ruda, especially under the net. That's where she's most dangerous, especially with getting her own rebound. We've seen her miss a few layups and then bounce back by getting her own rebound. So I agree with you, Tyler. The Eagles are going to come out here with man-to-man coverage, and that's what the Rams are definitely going to try to work around here and extend their lead.
You don't want to start off with the Ruda. You want to run, get a couple passes going, try to get an off-ball screen for her. Best thing you need to do, you just need to get her at about in between the first and second hash mark above the block. There she can do her little spin move to her left. No one's going to guard her going downhill.
Yeah, absolutely. And while doing that, you got to waste as much time as you can.
So the lineup here for the Eagles, you're going to have Mayombe, Fernandez, Gabrielle Allen. I believe Audrey Allen is going to be out there as well. And you're also going to have Karina Andrews. No, excuse me. That's going to be Hilliard instead of Audrey Allen. I know Audrey Allen is out there, but they get it into Aruda. Just like I said, Ben, Aruda too tall for the rest of the defense, able to sneak in there to get the lead up to 11. 90 seconds to play here between the Rams and their first win. Hilliard puts up the 3, and she gets this one to fall. Answers right back. Deficit down to 8.
That's what we
Eagles
mentioned.
in the press. McDougal up there all alone by herself. McDougal doesn't put up the shot. She's going to waste a little bit more time. Short corner to Stella Ewell to Aruda. Over to Stevens. Stevens waits patiently, still has 20 seconds to play with. Coach Powers calling for the double team. Stevens gonna get trapped and they won't be able to draw the jump ball. Possession's gonna go to the Eagles, so very heads up play right there from Coach Powers to call for them to go for the jump ball to force the turnover.
Well, he knew that they would get possession on that jump ball, so we'll get them the easy position here on the court. And the Eagles so far going for three, trying to push back the lead as much as they can. Going for three is their best bet.
This is where you have to watch out for Audrey Allen. And they're gonna whistle Andrews for the double dribble right there, so Eagles get the ball back and blow it right away. So now we're under a minute to play here. Rams up by 8. Elwood has it up to Aruda. Aruda gets it across the court to Ewell. One more to Stevens. Stevens gets it into the corner from McDougal. McDougal going to keep dribbling this one out to Aruda. Stevens going to try and clear. Now Eagles going to try and foul her. Rush going to call a jump ball. Didn't look like anybody was tied up there. So Rams going to keep possession, but Molly Stevens definitely not too thrilled with that one.
Yeah, interesting call there by the refs. You know, the Eagles right on top of Stevens. Looked like they were going to maybe call a foul, but instead it's a jump ball.
And Coach Powers right there outsmarted the ref. Ref wanted a shot clock reset, even though it was a jump ball. Over the top play to Ewell works. Now they get it back out to Stevens. Stevens going to get pressured. Stevens just going to go. Picks up her dribble. So that's going to only be the third foul here on the Eagles. Still got one more to give before we get to the bonus. Rams run the screener, and it works perfectly. Ewell gets open under the basket, and she puts it in for the and one. Stella Ewell, big bucket here in the fourth quarter to get the lead back up to 10.
With the lead at 10 now, potentially turning into 11 after this free throw, this might be the time where we can say that the Rams might have officially won their first game of the season, Tyler.
Still 34 seconds to determine that, but now that was your foul to give right there if you're the Eagles, and it was a shooting foul. So now any more fouls send the Rams to the line. Ewell not able to hit that one right there, but McDougal fights for it. She dives on the floor, but she's going to dive out of bounds. So good effort there from McDougal, but Eagles still going to get a possession out of it. Eagles have the shot clock turned off now. Rams need one more defensive hold to call themselves victorious for the first time this year. Hilliard hands it off to Fernandez. Now Andrews has it. Over to Hilliard. Hilliard puts up the three. This one's short. Stevens gets the rebound. Stevens going to start dribbling up the court, and Molly Stevens picks her dribble up over to Elwood. Still 13 seconds to play, and now the Rams are going to let the clock wind out, and the Rams are going to win their first game of the season here, Ben.
Unbelievable, Tyler. This has to mean a lot to the Rams picking up the first win of the season. It's been a tough season here for the girls. Picking up their first win, this has got to be a great momentum shifter here.
You can see it over there. The entire bench was so happy for everybody. First half of the doubleheader, the Rams able to take down the Eagles with key performances from so many people around this entire team. This was really the definition of a team win here today for the Rams.
Yeah, we saw everybody do their part. Most specifically, we saw a lot of Caroline Aruda. We saw some Josie Elwood. Saw a little bit of, Maeve McDougal in the second half. Unbelievable game for the girls.
I mean, there's not a better way to say it, Ben. That was just so many great efforts from everybody. Molly Stevens played great. Caroline Aruda was exceptional. McDougal had an amazing second half. Josie Elwood, huge three-pointer to keep the lead. Stella Ewell had a great game all around. I mean, not much went wrong there for the Rams. They played a perfect game.
Yeah, absolutely. Big win here for the Rams. They're going to go home tonight with smiles on their faces. It has to be a great night for the Rams.
Definitely an exciting first half of our doubleheader. We're going to take a little break here on Marshall Community Media, but when you come back, we're going to have pregame action here for the boys' game, so don't go anywhere. The Eagles are out on the court now. The Rams will be out here soon enough. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Ben Wilson. We'll be right back.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by
Biviano General Contracting.
Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Hey guys, I'm Will,
I'm Jack. And I'm Ben.
and we are the voices of the Marshfield Rams football team for the pregame and halftime show that you hear every week.
Welcome back to the Marshfield Rams
MCM
pregame show.
To the halftime
show. I am Jack Hughes. This is Will and Ben. And
With the season coming to an end, we just want to take a quick time out and say thank you to everyone who joined us every single week to broadcast the Marshfield Rams football games. That ball picked off to the 5-10 touchdown. Marshfield wants to go and block it. They did. No one's going to catch Cole Hannigan as he throws on the afterburners.
the opportunity to broadcast our hometown athletes is such a privilege. We are also honored to bring you guys into the action.
Unfortunately, we're actually at risk of losing this local sports coverage that brings our community together. Frankly, we're in desperate need of support.
You see, we're a nonprofit, and while you may see us on a variety of platforms, the main funding that Marshfield Community Media gets is from the cable payments of Marshfield residents.
As more and more people continue to cut cable in the town, this results in dwindling funds for MCM, which means less broadcasting and even worse, less football.
If you enjoy seeing our local athletes on screen, if you've been enjoying our halftime reports, or if you value hometown sports and community storytelling, please consider making a donation today. Your donations can help keep the lights on, the mics working, and the cameras rolling.
Your donations will go directly towards the essentials: equipment upgrades, production costs, and to pay the staff that's behind us every single week during the games.
Every contribution, big or small, helps keep the game going and the cameras rolling. So please, consider donating down below.
Over the past 15 years, MCM has supported the Marshfield community through its mission in connecting the community. As successful as MCM has been, there is a significant challenge facing MCM that will dramatically impact the Marshfield community. Just like almost all community media centers, over 90% of MCM's funding comes from Comcast and Verizon's cable licenses with the town of Marshfield. MCM receives a small percentage of that cable revenue. With technology changing and people changing the way that they consume media, many people have decided to abandon cable television for streaming platforms. 2021 to 2022 saw the greatest one-year decline in cable subscriptions in Massachusetts at 10%. Marshfield isn't immune to this, and over the next several years, we expect to see at least a 20% decrease in our funding due to the decline in cable subscribers in Marshfield. It means saying goodbye to members of the MCM staff, not making important upgrades that make MCM the state-of-the-art studio it is, and a significant reduction in support to valuable community institutions. But most importantly, what does this mean for you? It means saying goodbye to open and transparent government coverage, not being able to see important Marshfield school events like graduation and sports, as well as important community news and information shared by MCM. Please don't let this important community institution wither and die. Please contact us or visit our website to find out more about how you can support Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting,
Road to Responsibility. MCM coverage of MHS proudly contracting. Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
People in the community tell us all the time, Marshfield Community Media is a hidden gem. While we love hearing that we're a gem, we don't love hearing that we're hidden. So let's talk about what we can offer you and this wonderful community. One of the biggest things we offer is training. We can train you on various forms of media such as camerawork, podcasting, editing, and so much more. The only thing we require is that you're a member of our studio, which for Marshfield residents is a year. You not only get access to training, but our entire arsenal of state-of-the-art equipment. We'll help you create the content you've been dreaming about. In addition to this, we also offer production services. Do you have a small business and want to film some promotions for your website or social media? We've got you covered. We've worked with businesses all over the South Shore to produce high-quality promotional material at an affordable rate. You probably already know this, but in case you don't, we provide high-quality coverage of important community events. This includes MHS Varsity sports, municipal government meetings, important local news, and many other special community events and ceremonies. So if you'd like to know more about us, you can check out our website at marshfieldcommunitymedia.com or give us a call at 781-837-4384. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Will.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Ben.
And we are the voices of the Marshfield Rams football team for the pregame and halftime show that you hear every week.
Welcome back to the Marshfield Rams MCM pregame show.
To the halftime
show. I am Jack Hughes. This is Will and Ben. And
with the season coming to an end, we just want to take a quick time out and say thank you to everyone who joined us every single week to broadcast the Marshfield Rams football games. That ball picked off to the 5-10 touchdown. Marshfield wants to go and block it. They did. No one's going to catch Cole Hannigan as he throws on the afterburners.
The opportunity to broadcast our hometown athletes is such a privilege. We are also honored to bring you guys into the action.
Unfortunately, we're actually at risk of losing this local sports coverage that brings our community together. Frankly, we're in desperate need of support.
You see, we're a nonprofit, and while you may see us on a variety of platforms, the main funding that Marshfield Community Media gets is from the cable payments of Marshfield residents.
As more and more people continue to cut cable in the town, this results in dwindling funds for MCM, which means less broadcasting and even worse, less football.
If you enjoy seeing our local athletes on screen, if you've been enjoying our halftime reports, or if you value hometown sports and community storytelling, please consider making a donation today. Your donations can help keep the lights on, the mics working, and the cameras rolling.
Your donations will go directly towards the essentials. Equipment upgrades, production costs, and to pay the staff that's behind us every single week during the games.
Every contribution, big or small, helps keep the game going and the cameras rolling. So please, consider donating down below.
Luther Gymnasium. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined alongside Ben Wilson. And Ben, we had an incredible game here to start out on the first half of our doubleheader. Now, we should have an even better one here between the Rams and the Eagles on the boys' side of the playing field.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to the girls team picking up their first win of the season. Huge win for the girls. I went down, did the field report for MSB TV. Great win all around. Everybody's hyped up in the locker room. Shout out to them. But now we're here for the boys here. They're coming off the win against Silver Lake, 93-67, scoring 32 of those points in the fourth quarter alone. The Rams are fourth quarter machines, as we've learned in the past couple of games. So I'm excited to see what they've got here against the Eagles.
Big shout out to Wise and his girls getting the win. And Ben, one thing I noticed for Plymouth North is their best player, superstar Troy Chase. He's been on the team since he was a sophomore. Looks like he's back in the lineup here tonight. Isn't getting the start, but he's suited up with his sweatshirt on the bench, so we're going to have to see if he's going to get into the game or not. He was in warm-ups, but that's obviously going to be a very big loss for the Eagles. As Richardson hits the ball out of bounds, but the Rams are still going to get possession there, so I'm not really sure how that happened, but nonetheless, Marshfield's going to take the ball.
It's going to be Brody Hessian to throw this one. He had 13 points last game in that win over Silver Lake.
Looks like Fish was yelling, recognize it. I'm assuming he means recognize that the Eagles are out here in a man. As Dan Patton gets the curl, puts the layup up, can't get that one to go over Amaro. They're going to whistle. They're going to whistle the Eagles for a travel there, so Marshfield's going to get possession back. Travel's going to be there on the junior Alex Saris. Hessian's going to get it out to McCabe. McCabe out to Feldman. Feldman puts the three over Saris. Can't make that one home, but no one boxed out Brody Hessian. Hessian gets his chance from the corner. Can't get that one to fall either. Richardson pops that one in the air, but Amaro's going to come down with it, and he gets it over to senior Lynch. Lynch gets it back now up top to Amaro. Saris looking for something, gets it inside to Kenny. Kenny out to Shaw. Shaw got away with the double dribble right there. Keeps swinging around. Lynch has it now. Lynch hands it off to Saris. Saris steps into a three, puts this one up. No good, so 3 straight missed threes here combined for both teams. Hessian going to go up the floor now. Hessian thought about the three. Now he pulls back, dumps it into McCabe. McCabe double team. Someone's going to be open, but that one taken away by Kennedy off the miscommunication from Hessian. Shaw has it, and Patton pokes that one up in the air. Gets the little screen from the ref. Now Patton's just going to run at the rim. Gets that one poked away by Lynch, but ref's going to call the foul.
A hot series of events to start this game off here, Tyler. What I've noticed is a lot of tall players on Plymouth North's roster here. They've been getting around the high passes that the Rams have been trying to throw around them. So that might be an aspect that the Rams need to watch out for here.
Plymouth North definitely has one of the taller teams that the Rams have matched up with so far. Some other teams that had some height were Brockton, Whitman, Hanson. North right up there with them as Patton knocks in the first free throw.
Most specifically, Mauro Amaro, who had 22 points and 10 rebounds in that 47-46 win over Hanover they had last game.
Patton able to go 2 for 2 from the line. Rams going to come out here in the full court press. Saris gets it up to Amaro. Saris just going to take it back. Missed the three earlier. Going to hand it off to Lynch. Eagles running some handoff action here, getting the ball around to everybody. Now up to Kenny. Kenny puts up the three. Kenny can't get that one to go. McCabe pushing the tempo up the floor. Gets that one poked away from him. Marshfield going to keep possession under the basket.
Ryan McCabe making a lot of quick rebounds so far in this game. He's always a big rebounder.
Fish calling out some play for his team to run. As now Feldman gets it. Feldman puts his head down and he goes baseline. Tries to put up the layup, but he gets it into McCabe. McCabe loses it, and McCabe hit that one out of bounds. McCabe unable to finish with the right hand right there. Rams still up in the press right now, not trapping anything quite yet, as Lynch is going to have a bit of a lane. Now he's going to get picked up by Patton. Now Kenny's going to have it. Drop steps on McCabe, and Kenny able to get the Eagles on the board. Up to McCabe. McCabe trying to go inside. Hands it off to Patton. Patton dancing. McCabe has it. One more to Feldman. Feldman not even thinking about the three. Hessian in. Gets a screen from Richardson. Looked like he just threw a lob right there to Patton. Patton wanted the foul. Not going to get it. So only 4 points so far in this game. A little bit over 2.5 minutes in. Lynch picks up his dribble over to Shaw. Over to Kenny. Inside to Amaro. Richardson going to be matched up with him. Into the corner for Lynch. One more to Saris. Saris puts up the 3. That one's no good. McCabe has it. Patton wanted the fast break pass, but now Feldman's going to have his chance on the break. Feldman going to go inside, goes up with the left hand. Can't put that one in. Feldman wanted the foul.
So far, the Rams have been looking to have a lot of fouls here, but the refs just aren't calling them.
Saris has it again, gets it to Amaro in the corner. Kenny gets doubled right away. Richardson puts his body on the line against the bigger Amaro and draws the charge. What great hustle play right there from Luke Richardson.
Yeah, I always like to say putting your body on the line is a key aspect here for Luke Richardson. We see him take a lot of hits for the Rams, and they always work out in his favor.
Doing that all with a knee brace on the right knee. Definitely can't feel too good, but he does what he can to win the games. Now Hessian back with it, up top to Richardson. Now Feldman has it on the wing. In the corner, Richardson puts up the 3. That one just a little short, but Brody Hessian skies in for the rebound. Now he hands it off to his junior partner. Richardson can't put it in, but McCabe on the putback. Can't put that one either. Kenny has it. Kenny somehow able to escape the double team and come up with the rebound. Looked like he might have lost a contact right there. Shaw has it inside to Amaro. Richardson blocks that one, sends that one right back to Plymouth. But Amaro gonna get the rebound here. So Coach Ward gonna use his first timeout of the game. A little bit halfway through the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, this has been an interesting first quarter here for both sides of the ball here. Only 2 points each, and it's been a very physical game so far. We've seen a lot of fouls that haven't been called by the refs that the Rams have been looking for specifically, but it's all around been a very physical game so far. But Plymouth North and Marshfield, 2 schools that don't usually seem to get along.
Absolutely not. Marshfield and Plymouth North, it's always a chippy game, and you'd assume by all the chippiness we've seen, you'd assume the score would be a lot higher, but that is definitely not the case. Score only 2-2 right now, very early into this game.
Yeah, you got 2 heavy defenses going at it, so it's going to be a defensive battle to start off this game. And once both teams start to get a feel of what their defense is on their opponents, that's when we're going to see some points go on the board.
So I'm curious what type of play Coach Ward is going to draw up here. I assume they're going to try and get a 3 because you can't really say anything's been working for them aside from that one nice post move from Kenny. But Plymouth North always been a team that lives and dies by the 3, so you have to assume something along that range is coming.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. And then you mentioned Danny Kenny. He had 10 points and 11 rebounds last game against Hingham. I believe earlier I said Hanover. My apologies right there.
Kenny, one of the senior captains on this team. As they try to get Lynch through the elevator screen right there. Marshfield, good job of covering it. Now the ball's up. Ryan McCabe goes up, makes a play. Binky goes back court. They didn't call it. Saris is able to connect from the corner. Gets the 3 to fall. Wild possession right there. Patton tries to answer back, puts up the 3. Can't do so. Ball still loose. Richardson pokes for it. Ball still loose. Richardson comes up with it after about 3 chances. Richardson puts up the fadeaway. Can't get it to go. Richardson wanted the foul, not being allowed to land right there. Now Lynch has it with Patton picking him up, 94. Saris has it now. Patton's going to switch on to him. Saris just gave the Eagles the lead. Now here's Bakey. Bakey gets to a spot. Bakey tries a 3. Can't get that one to fall. Kenny's there on the rebound. Kenny coughs it up. Feldman on the floor with him. Feldman able to rip that one away. And now Marshfield has numbers going up the court. Patton just puts his head down. Euro steps into the lane and 1. No. What a take there from Dan Patton. You got to love the aggression.
Just a completely physical game so far here, Tyler. Dan Patton getting right through in the paint there, putting his body on the line, drawing the and 1. Great play there for Patton.
So 2 quick fouls there on Amaro. Going to get the sophomore out of the game here early. Into the game for him. This is going to be Connor McLeish. Oh, no, that's going to be Nick Marotta. Excuse me, not Connor McLeish. McLeish still over there on the bench. Kenny throws this one in to Marotta. Marotta immediately making an impact here in this game. Patton isoing again into the corner. Feldman thought about the 3. Coach Ward contesting there from the wing. Over to McCabe. McCabe tries a 3. That one's just a little short. Ball still loose. Dan Patton gonna come up with the rebound. Now Patton just going at the defense up top. Great vision from Patton with the left hand. Richardson's able to connect on the 3. Great effort from Dan Patton to get the offensive rebound. Even better pass out to Richardson for the 3. And Feldman able to take away the backdoor cut right there as he sneaks it into Patton. Patton goes up. Patton taken out of the air by 2 defenders. Patton looks a little shaken up under the basket. Now he's going to get helped up by both Feldman and Bakey. So Patton's going to head the line for 2 shots. Dan Patton shot out of a cannon right now, Ben, playing with so much energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime he sees an opening, he absolutely turns on the jets and heads right for the hoop right there, drawing the foul off against Plymouth North. Like I said, Tyler, it's a physical game here.
So Patton able to get the first free throw to fall. And now McLeish is going to come into the game for the Eagles, replacing Lynch, as well as Cam Ryan and Jamison Bongelotti replacing the 2 bigs out there already, Luke Richardson and Ryan McKibb. Second free throw can't go for Dan Patton. Now Feldman going to pick up at half court. Plymouth North running a lot of off-ball screens, trying to get it inside to Marlota. Marlota over the bigger Ryan. Marlota, excuse me. Patton tried stepping into a 3. North now out here in a 2-3 zone. Bongelotti going to quickly realize it, and now they're going to swing it around. Hessian from the wing. Can't get that one to fall. Foul going to be called on the floor. So the foul is going to be on McLeish. Looks like he grabbed Ryan while the ball was in the air, so Marshall going to get another possession under the basket. Oh, no, excuse me. That's going to be Plymouth North's 5th foul of the period, so Ryan's going to go to the line for 2 shots. First shot's up and in for Cam Ryan. Big man makes half of them. Feldman fights for the rebound. They're going to say that one last went off of Noah Feldman. Feldman trying to plead his case to the ref that one was off of Saris. Now Saris still has Feldman on him. They're going to treat Saris like he's Troy Chase here with Feldman still the matchup. Marota setting him a couple screens. Now Bakey has it. Ryan blitzes him. Hessian going to go back. Now they get it into Kenny. Ryan comes over on the blitz. Good fake there by McLeish. McLeish trying to get his opponent up in the air. Is now ball got taken away from Patton. They're going to say that one last touch by McLeish. So Patton gets a fast break taken away from him. Rams going to keep possession.
A little bit of a slip up there by the Eagles can lead to a Rams possession here. I can see that the Eagles are a little bit shaken up by the Rams' physicality here in the game.
Now another new face in for the Eagles. It's number 10, Trey Thatcher, a junior here on this team. Rams look like they're coming out in a set formation as Hessian fakes one. Now Feldman's open on the wing, but Feldman can't handle the pass. Can't get the 3 off. Now they're going to swing it around a little bit. Ryan has it in the corner. Feldman going to take it. Feldman trying to go. Dumps it into Ryan. Ryan wasn't expecting that. Ryan just threw up a wild layup right there. Coach Fish not too thrilled with the result of that after the great play from Feldman. Sarish goes inside, runs into a brick wall. That was Cam Ryan, but they're going to whistle Ryan for the foul. It's going to be Marshfield's first foul of the quarter. Saris is going to go to the line for 2. Has a chance to give his team the lead here in the first quarter.
The student section here in Robert E. Couth are definitely trying to throw off the Eagles here.
And it's working so far here, Ben. Marshfield, one of the better student sections here in the South Shore.
Absolutely. Sometimes if you just stand still, you can feel the floor shake from underneath you, Tyler.
Second shot for Saris is up, and he's able to silence the haters with that second one. Now Patton catches it in turn, just turbos up the floor. Still able to stay calm. Patton puts up the pull-up 3, and this one's good for Dan Patton. Electric quarter here from the senior captain.
So far in this game, Dan Patton has been the high scorer and the key player to watch if you're Plymouth North.
And Dan Patton gets his hand in the passing lane again. Patton just goes up right by Balducci, and Patton sneaks that one in to add another 2 points to his first quarter. Dan Patton playing like a flamethrower right now as Noah Feldman wants in on some of the action, pokes that one away from Saris, and they're going to go blitz him. Going to call the jump ball. Believe possession's going to stay with the Eagles. That's going to be the case. And now Liam Riley getting ready to check in for these last 20 seconds. Going to replace Noah Feldman. Feldman going to get a little bit of an early rest as he prepares for the second quarter.
Yeah, Coach Fish knows how important defense is going to be this game, so putting in Liam Riley is a smart choice. He's an extremely defensive player.
Looks like he's going to give Riley Saris. Looking like the other game plan is don't let Kenny touch the ball. Riley's going to come right in for the double team, and Patton doing a great job of rotating. Now McLeish puts up the three. McLeish leaves that one short. Saris gets the rebound, goes in. Liam Riley takes the hit, but they're going to say his feet weren't set. It's going to be a blocking foul on Riley, but great effort nonetheless.
Yeah, like I said, Liam Riley's extremely versatile, especially when it comes to defense. So seeing him take that hit, you know he isn't happy with that foul, but put his body on the line, tried to stop the point scoring there for the Rams.
That's about as close as a charge can get. And Saris still phased here by the Marshfield student section as he misses that one. So Shaw and Thatcher back into the game. But new face into the game now for the Eagles. Another junior. This is Owen Perry. Saris goes 1 for 2 from the line again, and Patton just curls again. Patton has a couple seconds to make something happen. Patton steps back, puts up a three at the buzzer, leaves that one short. But nonetheless, Patton still put on a show with those dribbles. So after 1 quarter of play, your score 15-11 in favor of the Rams. Ben, this quarter started off really slow, but it ended really, really fast.
Yeah, we saw a slow start. Like I mentioned before, it's just a test of what the defense is going to do. You got to get a feel for your opponent's defense and then work your way around that. The Rams doing a good job of doing so here against the Eagles, but most specifically Dan Patton. He's had some key takeaways here in the first quarter, and he's had some great offensive scoring here for the Rams. So he's definitely the player to watch if you're the Eagles.
For sure, and Ben, the Eagles did a pretty good job keeping up with the Rams in that quarter, but one thing that we both definitely noticed is free throws. They're definitely getting phased by that Marshfield student section.
Yeah, absolutely. We see them going 1 for 2 a lot. Usually the first one will be a miss because the Rams student section just rattling them and throwing them off. So that's usually where you lose a lot of points because they've been drawing a lot of fouls against the Rams here in the early moments of the game.
Fouls, another thing to keep in mind. One of your starters, Mauro Amaro, the sophomore, already in foul trouble, picked up 2 early ones there in that first quarter. Definitely going to want to keep him off the foul stat sheet if you want to have him deep into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. In the first quarter alone, that's not where you want to be with foul trouble. So, like you said, Tyler, you got to watch out for him. Make sure he doesn't get any more fouls here.
So now starter's going to check back in here for the Rams. Richardson, Feldman, Hessian, Patton, and McCabe. And for the Eagles, their starting 5 coming back into the game with Kenny, Amaro, Lynch, Saris, as well as Shaw. And who else is going to start the quarter off but Dan Patton. Patton had an incredible first quarter, looking to keep it up right here. Hessian faked the 3 right there. Marshall just going to clear it back out. Feldman going to ISO against Saris, gets inside, puts up a tough floater. Can't get that one to fall. Saris going to hand it off to Lynch. Lynch trying to get something started here. Saris gets the screen, fakes up. Shaw puts up the 3. Can't get that one to go. Richardson sneaks in there for the rebound. Now Richardson going to push the tempo up the court over to McCabe. Hand off to Patton. They're just going to let Patton work right now. Patton goes past Harris. Patton saw McCabe out there at the top of the key, but he's going to draw the foul beforehand.
And Coach Fish shouting out plays from the sideline as he usually does.
Looks like they're going to try and get a screen for Brody Hessian here, trying to get him a 3. Good read there by Saris. Now they get it inside to the post to Noah Feldman. Feldman sees McCabe, couldn't hand that one off to him. Now they're just going to give it to Patton on the wing. Patton gets Lynch to jump on the 3. Now he sees Hessian in the corner. One more to McCabe. McCabe just goes by Amaro. Amaro uses size. Richardson puts the 3 up. Left that one a little long right into the hands of Dan Patton. Shot clock not going to reset there. Patton does a little too much there, and he's going to turn this one over.
Well, Dan Patton, he's definitely playing quick here against the Eagles. He's a very fast player. He likes to get down the court quick and make sure to move the ball around fast as well. But sometimes that trips him up a little bit. Sometimes he'll step out of bounds or he'll get a foul called on him. So sometimes Dan Patton needs to slow it down just a bit.
Saris and Lynch playing a little back and forth here. Lynch in Patton's zone right now. Now Lynch gets a little bit of space, goes up for the layup. Great contest there by Richardson as Lynch airballs the layup. Now McCabe has him. McCabe trying to push the tempo. Sees Brody Hessian. Great hands there by Brendan Shaw to force turnover, but even better hands by Dan Patton. Patton hit that one off. Lynch, and Marshfield is going to keep possession in the deep corner.
And it looked like Lynch was a little surprised with that call from the ref as he was looking to stay out of bounds and throw the ball in for the Eagles.
That's just great hustle from both sides right there, Ben. The even better hustle from Dan Patton to keep the play alive. Now Patton just trying to go get his, goes up with the layup, and Patton's able to connect this one too. Patton pleading his case to the choir for the foul. Lynch trying to get anything open. Now here's Shaw. Now they get it up to Kenny. Into the corner. Lynch left wall open. Lynch airballs that one, so the student section is in his head right now. Now over to McCabe. McCabe puts his head down and goes to the rim. Bounces it to Feldman. Feldman jabs. Tried to get it to Hessian in the middle. Feldman keeps the play alive somehow, and they're going to call Patton for the offensive foul. Looked like he smacked Shaw right in the face. So that's going to only be Patton's first foul of the game, so he doesn't have to worry too much yet. We've seen Dan Patton get into foul trouble every now and then here, but right now, only one. Looking like Hannigan's going to get ready to check in now.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Tyler, we see Patton get into foul trouble from time to time. He's an extremely aggressive player. He likes to go fast and play quick and make sure to get the ball down the court as fast as he can. Obviously, he's going to come out here for Hannigan. But yeah, Dan Patton, sometimes he can get into foul trouble, but he's an incredible player when he's not.
And it looks like Fish knows his player's tendencies, takes Patton out of the game right there. Foul going to be on the floor there. I think they're going to call that one on Richardson. So yeah, foul is going to go on Richardson. That's going to be his first. Morrow taking it out. Ball gets tipped. Great play by Noah Feldman to get the turnover. Feldman passes it up to Hessian. Hessian try to get his man in the air, gets it into McCabe. McCabe can't bank that one in off the glass. Wasted break opportunity there for the Rams. Lynch and Sayers play a little bit of catch. Now Bakey gets it inside to Kenny. Back over to Bakey. Bakey faked the three. Now back into Kenny. Kenny using his size to his advantage, but he can't finish the layup when it matters most. Tries to put it up again, and he's able to bounce that one in off the rim. Hessian looked like he was trying to make the explosive play right there. Now he steps back into a three. Can't get that one to go, and they're going to whistle that one out of bounds. Plymouth North going to take possession. Looks like Fish calling out Ryan McCabe right here. Needing him to do a little bit better here as the Rams playing like they're ahead by a lot more, but it's only a 4-point game. Rams in a zone press right now. Now they're going to retreat back to the man. Hannigan making Lynch's day not easy as Bakey gets a good look. Goes up for the floater. Can't sneak that one by Richardson, but Amaro is right there for the tip-in. We have a one-possession game. In the corner, Richardson thought about the three. Now he just goes by Kenny. Richardson gets his all the way in and puts the layup in off the glass. Gets it right back to a 4-point lead. Looks like Fish is going to call back upon Cam Ryan because he's in need of size. Sayers gets Feldman on his back, goes up. Great defense by McCabe, but even better finish there by Sayers to get his two.
Well, now it's back and forth here between the Rams and the Eagles. Eagles coming into the second quarter.
No hesitation, Feldman
with
almost had
extreme aggression.
Hessian only ran in the area, couldn't come up with the rebound, so the Eagles are just going to let that one go out of bounds. So McLeish coming back in for the Eagles. Rams going to keep the man-to-man pressure. Now trying to get it into Kenny. Looks like they brought Ryan in just to guard him. McLeish looked like he might have pushed off a little bit right there. Fish not too thrilled with that as now we're tied. Richardson gets it up to Feldman. Feldman fakes the three. Bounces it over to Hessian. One more to Hannigan. Hannigan darts that one to Feldman across court. Feldman put his head down immediately, didn't even think about the three. Great screen from Richardson to get Hession open, and Hession thanks him for the screen as Brody Hession's able to put the three in. Timeout here by the Rams. Great execution there on that play. Luke Richardson noticed Feldman was going to try and kick it out, so screen to Hession's man and left Hession wide open for the beautiful three, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a phenomenal play there by the Rams with Hession having that wide open three. We see Hession down the line. He's always great when it comes to threes. He had 13 points last game. He was incredible for the Rams. He always makes sure to put up his points, and he always earns his spot on the starting line.
Marshfield able to jump right back into the lead as the game is tied for the second time tonight. Now I'm curious to see, because that was Fisher that called the timeout, not Coach Ward. So I'm curious to know what's going on in the huddle right now. He probably doesn't like that Kenny's getting a lot of open looks underneath the basket right now. Definitely trying to limit that. That's probably why he brought Cam Ryan into the game.
Yeah, maybe trying to change up the defensive formation a little bit, maybe trying to drop a couple of offensive formations, because the Eagles' defense is extremely physical, and they've shown some serious aggression here against the Rams' offense. So maybe it's going to be a huddle for just both offensive and defensive strategies here by Fish.
So Rams going to break the huddle here. Looks like Dan Patton is going to be making his way back into the game right now. And Ben, Patton has been simply incredible throughout this entire game.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been the topic of the first half here for the Rams. He's scored a ton of points here in the first half for the Rams, and he's made some key plays here so far.
So Marshfield looks like they're going to come out. So it looks like they are going to run a 2-3 zone here. So we definitely did see that defensive change, looking like they're trying to limit Plymouth North's attempts inside as Bakey puts up the three and immediately answers Coach Fisher's zone with the three-pointer of his own to tie it right back up yet again. And the Eagles are going to answer right back with the zone of their own as Richardson's able to break it for the and one with the left.
It's the one thing I know about the Rams, Tyler, is anytime their opponents make a big play, they will make a play right back. Coach Fish always knows the play to call when a big play is made against his team.
So very interesting that both teams decided to come out in the 2-3 right there, and both 2-3s were easily exploited by each side. So that's going to be Kenny's second foul, too, something to watch out for there. He's definitely a key offensive piece here for the Eagles as the Rams look like they're going to fall right back into man. Fish didn't like the look from the zone. Now inside to Amaro. Bro, not even thinking about putting up the fade. Ryan, great job right there on defense, but Kenny able to just lay that one over him again.
Yeah, Kenny using his big body just to get around Cam Ryan, put that shot up there. It was a great play there.
Now it looks like it's going to be Chesborough's turn to try and guard Kenny. Richardson, good job of keeping his pivot foot down right there to not get caught for the travel. Great passing by the Rams to get through the zone. Hession can't put the three in. Hession, great fight for the board, but Kenny going to come up with it. Now, Eagles going to try and run. Marshfield going to try and hold him up here. So Patton's going to pick up Bakey. Good contest by Hession on McLeish. McLeish falls to the ground, broke his own ankles right there. Now Richardson has the little mismatch right here as they're trying to go inside to Amara. Cam Ryan and Amara just battling right now. Over to McLeish. McLeish puts up the three. Left that one a little short. Ball's loose. Hession comes over for it. McLeish hits the court again for the second time in one possession, but taken right back by Saris. Over to Bakey. Patton tried to poke that one loose. Now Bakey just trying to get through it. Saris gets a good look at a three. Can't get that one to fall. Richardson poking that one up. McLeish gets the offensive rebound. Now he kicks it out to Kenny. One more over to Saris. Saris jabs, tries to get in, puts up the weird floato. Can't bank that one in. Now Feldman has it. Feldman going to run the floor. Feldman going by himself. Got that one stripped by McLeish. Quick hands there by the senior. And now Saris going to try and go inside. Now he's going to retreat back. Patton going to go try and double that one in the corner. Now McLeish taking this one to the top of the key, trying to get a play set. A lot of handoff action here from the Eagles, similar to what we saw in the girls' game. Now McLeish has a great look out of three, puts this one in. Connor McLeish, after hitting the deck 2 times, able to give the Eagles their first lead of the night. Now the Eagles come back in that 2-3. Marshfield going to try and pass through it. 2-second difference between shot and game clock right now. Hession skips that one over to Feldman. Over to Patton. Patton just going to go at the rim. Patton lays that one in easily. Kenny wanted no part of contesting that one. Now Eagles have 15 seconds to make a play. Feldman going to meet Saris right at half court. Over to McLeish, inside to Kenny. Kenny has 2 buckets on Ryan already, but he picks up his dribble. McLeish with Patton on him. Patton doing a good job. McLeish, that one doesn't even hit the net. Great defense there from Dan Patton to end the quarter. After 1, your score is tied 27-27, and what's looking to be quite the battle between 2 programs, Ben.
Yeah, this is a heavily contested matchup here. Usually when we go into games like this, we think it's going to be a Marshfield domination. But the thing I've noticed here about the Rams in their previous games is usually they'll have a bit of a rocky first half. Maybe it'll go into a tie or being down. But then they'll explode in the second half, putting on a flurry of offense, which we've seen against Dennis Yarmouth, Silver Lake, and tons of other teams so far this season.
Yep. And make sure you don't go too far from your couch. In just a few minutes here, Ben and I will be right here for the halftime show. We're going to let one of the middle school teams get some run in here real quick, but we'll be right back in just a few minutes for the halftime report here on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by
Biviano General Contracting.
Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
And it is score! For 3.
Got it!
With the shot, lights out, good night, goodbye,
And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve. Another one drop! And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Kick on the field, and it is
Scored! It is scored!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the halftime show here on Marshfield Community Media. At halftime, your score, 27-27, all even after 16 minutes of play between the Rams and the Eagles. And Ben, this has been one way to describe this game is definitely just chippy.
Yeah, definitely, Tyler. We walked in this game. We saw a lot of physicality here in the first half, a lot of fouls being drawn against both Plymouth North and Marshfield, most specifically Dan Patton. We've seen him get into foul trouble before. He's making a few physical plays here for the Rams, and he has a few fouls, but he's extremely physical, but he's getting a lot of points on the board for the Rams.
Dan Patton, definitely the heartbeat of the Rams right now. Already has himself in double figures here for the game. You could probably say he is about half the Rams' points. But on the other side, the Eagles missing their superstar in Troy Chase, Patriot League All-Star, and it looks like they haven't missed a beat without him.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some key players like Danny Kenny make a few plays, and we've also seen, Mario Amaro make a couple plays here for the Eagles. So I would say without their star player, they're doing pretty well here against the Rams.
One other player that I'm really liking for the Eagles right now is Saris. Saris seems like he's doing everything right now for the Eagles, whether it's passing, getting to the rim, putting up shots when he needs to. He just seems to be making the winning plays for his team, and that's a big part of why the Eagles were able to come back and tie the game here going into the half.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a valuable aspect here for the Eagles, so definitely in the locker room, Coach Fish has definitely drawn up some defensive strategies to revolve around him and see what ways the Rams can cover him going into the second half.
So if I can ask this for both sides, if you're Marshfield, what are some adjustments you want to make for the second half? And then I can ask the same thing if you're the Eagles. What are some adjustments you want to make for the second half?
Well, I think both teams need to adjust on defense here, Tyler. Both defenses were struggling here against their opponent's offense. So maybe in the locker room we're seeing some defensive formations get drawn up. We saw a lot of 2-3 zone coverages here for both teams. So I think that needs to be changed for both sides, and we're going to see what the offenses can do to read those defenses.
Yeah, I don't think we can see Fish coming out in a man-to-man. I don't think we'll see Fish coming out in a 2-3 zone after letting off only 1 3-on-1 possession with the zone. So I think we'll see man the entire time, but you never know what we'll see on the full court. Fish loves the press, so we might see a zone press get incorporated, a trap press incorporated. We saw that worked a little bit against Brockton in the little stretch that they had before the game ended up turning heel. So I'm curious to see if Fish is going to incorporate the press at all in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that maybe he's going to try to revert back on that and maybe just focus on some new defensive strategies to help get around the Eagles.
So that's going to be it for your halftime report. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Ben Wilson. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here for a second half action here on Marshfield Community Media.
Hey guys, I'm Will.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Ben.
And we are the voices of the Marshfield Rams football team for the pregame and halftime show that you hear every week.
Welcome back to the Marshfield Rams MCM pregame show.
To the halftime
show. I am Jack Hughes. This is Will and Ben. And
with the season coming to an end, we just want to take a quick time out and say thank you to everyone who joined us every single week to broadcast the Marshfield Rams football games. That ball picked off to the 5-10 touchdown. Marshfield wants to go and block it. They did. No one's going to catch Cole Hannigan as he throws on the afterburners.
the opportunity to broadcast our hometown athletes is such a privilege. We are also honored to bring you guys into the action.
Unfortunately, we're actually at risk of losing this local sports coverage that brings our community together. Frankly, we're in desperate need of support.
You see, we're a nonprofit, and while you may see us on a variety of platforms, the main funding that Marshfield Community Media gets is from the cable payments of Marshfield residents.
As more and more people continue to cut cable in the town, this results in dwindling funds for MCM, which means less broadcasting and even worse, less football.
If you enjoy seeing our local athletes on screen, if you've been enjoying our halftime reports, or if you value hometown sports and community storytelling, please consider making a donation today. Your donations can help keep the lights on, the mics working, and the cameras rolling.
Your donations will go directly towards the essentials: equipment upgrades, production costs, and to pay the staff that's behind us every single week during the games.
Every contribution, big or small, helps keep the game going and the cameras rolling. So please, consider donating down below.
By Repel Pest Solutions.
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to responsibility.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Marshfield High School first second half action. Your score after the first half, 27-27, all even here between the Rams and the Eagles. Ben, this should be an exciting second half.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing we've learned about watching the Rams this season is they always explode offensively in the second half, specifically in the fourth quarter, not to mention last week when they had 32 points in the fourth quarter alone. So I'm expecting an exciting second half here.
So the Eagles taking their time getting the ball in, almost get the 5-second count. Now Saris is going to get it right back on the wing. Eagles trying to get Kenny open in the post, and they get him in the one-on-one with McCabe. Back to Saris. Saris able to get a little space, and they're just going to barely whistle Feldman for the blocking foul right there on the baseline. So quick one right there for Noah Feldman.
Yeah, and you can tell Noah Feldman definitely does not agree with that call there.
So now it looks like they're just trying to get the post up right there. McCabe almost pokes it loose from Kenny. Now back out to Saris. Good rotations here from the Rams. Gets a screen from Amaro. Puts up the deep two. Airballs that one. Good contest from Luke Richardson. Now we're going to see Marshfield's first offensive possession of the half right here. Eagles going to stay in the man as they get McCabe wide open for a three. Can't get that one to go. Hessian crashes the glass right there. Patton just going to put his head down and go. Tried to kick it out to Hessian. Hessian a little too high right there. Patton throws that one right out of bounds. Now Lynch going to walk it up with Patton on him. Feldman overcommitted right there. Now Kenny gets it inside. Back out to Saris. Saris puts up the three. That one a little short. McCabe there on the rebound. McCabe lost that one a little bit. Kept it in bounds. Feldman gets it into the corner to Patton. Patton just puts his head down, goes baseline. Try to get it out to the corner. Ball stayed in bounds. Hessian gets a good look at a three, and Brody Hessian cashes this one in off of the funky possession right there. Nonetheless, Brody Hessian adds 3 points to his stat sheet.
It's a great play there by the Rams, allowing Hessian to be wide open in the quarter, to have plenty of time and take that three. He's already had a three today, so getting a second one there was a great play.
And Luke Richardson able to draw his second charge here of the game against Mauro Amaro. That's going to be Amaro's third foul here in the game.
Now Amaro entering some foul trouble here. It's going to be a physical game, but sometimes you got to watch out for things like that.
Now Hessian, little give and go with Patton. Hessian gets it back out. Hessian hit his last one, hits this one too. Back-to-back threes for Brody Hessian. Causes a quick timeout here from the Eagles. Brody Hessian, 6 quick ones here in less than 2 minutes in this third quarter.
And that being Hessian's third three of the game, you got to imagine that the Eagles right now are talking in the huddle and discussing ways to defend him and defending him in the play revolving around him hitting three.
Great last couple possessions here from the Rams. Good ball movement too there. Note Patton giving up his chance at more layups, finding Brody Hessian wide open for some threes, and Brody Hessian thanking Dan Patton very generously, getting him 2 assists for the stat sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to look great on his stat sheet. As you mentioned, Tyler had 13 points last game, now bringing some more points into this game, and he's absolutely killing things over here.
So now, Ben, if you're the Eagles and you're Coach Ward, what are you saying to your team in the huddle right now? You just gave up 2 wide open threes. You just had this game tied now. In the blink of an eye, you're down by 6.
Well, I would imagine that they're talking about ways to defend Brody Hessian, because clearly he's shown that he can be a threat when it comes to the threes, and maybe that the Eagles are maybe thinking of changing their defensive formation to help out against the Rams offense here.
Looks like the Eagles going to make one change. Amaro coming out of the game, back into the game is going to be Marotta. Marotta has a couple of buckets here in this one, a couple layups down in the paint. Rams going to come out in a little bit of a press here. Not going to send all 5 up. Oh, no, now McCabe is going to come up into the front court. Now making this one a little difficult. Now Shaw is going to bring it up. Shaw hasn't had that big of a night yet. Senior starter for this team, though. Lynch now has it top of the key. And Patton just going to get drawn for the reach right there. Fish not too happy with Dan Patton right there as Patton picks up his second foul. Going to be Marshfield's second of the quarter.
Well, I'm not sure if Patton technically agrees with that foul there, Tyler. He looked back at Coach Fish and kind of shrugged because he didn't really know what he did there.
Kenny has it inside. Patton goes for the double. Lynch doesn't even think about putting up the 3. Patton, good job keeping his hands up. Shaw goes baseline, gets that one blocked by Hessian. Going to go off the backboard. You're going to say the last touch by Brody Hessian. So Shaw coming out of the game now. Bakey coming back in. Marotta trying to go. Dan Patton pokes that one loose from him. Patton retreats back now. Ball flung to the corner. Noah Feldman gets his hands in there. Gets the steal. Feldman going by himself, trying to get into the lane. Feldman goes up.
It was a great play there by Feldman, putting his body on the line. And he's going to be able to put up 2 here.
Foul goes against Plymouth number 15, Gio Lynch, team second. At the line, Noah Feldman, shooting 2.
Feldman misses his first of 2. Noah Feldman been great on all aspects of the game tonight, except for getting the ball in the basket, but you got to assume buckets are going to start falling pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Noah Feldman, whether it's the end of the game or the beginning of the game, he always makes sure to put his points on the board. Last week he had 18 points against Silver Lake.
Now McLeish back in as Feldman goes 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. McLeish had a big 3 to end the first. Harris. Into the corner from McLeish. McLeish hit his last 3-point attempt. Can't hit that one this time. Kenny still fighting for the rebound. Kenny able to come up with it. Now Marotta just goes in, sneaks that one in with the left hand over Richardson. Rams trying to just push the tempo right here. Patton goes in, gets it out. Hessian gets another look at a 3. This one bounces in for his 3rd of the quarter. Brody Hessian has the hot hand right now. 9 points in the quarter for Hessian. All came from 3-pointers. McLeish has it in the corner, missed from that spot earlier. Trying to get Marotta inside, he does. Marotta trying to use his size. They're going to whistle McCabe for the reach. McCabe wanted the push-off right there.
A couple of fouls that have been called on the Rams that the Rams don't agree with here, Tyler.
Plymouth North definitely using their size to their advantage right now, as Bakey almost got free in the corner. Trying to just attack Ryan McCabe right now with Marotta. McCabe staying home. Now Saris tries to go baseline, back out to Marotta. One more to Bakey. Bakey faked 3. Bakey gets inside, jumps it to McLeish. One more to Kenny. Kenny from long range. Kenny puts this one in. Richardson calling for the ball in the corner. Now Eagles out in the 2-3 zone. Richardson running to the free throw line. Now he has it in the middle. Doesn't put it down. Good work there from Richardson. Feldman goes baseline. Great dump into Luke Richardson, and Richardson lays that one in with no backboard. Bakey trying to respond here. Team down by 6. Up to the key. Saris. Now McLeish gets it back in the corner, looking inside for Marotta. Bakey has it. Saris splits 2, goes to the corner. Bakey puts up the 3. Left that one a little long. Brian McCabe able to come up with the rebound after he got a tip from Richardson. Feldman steps into a 3. That one a little bit to the left right there. Bakey gonna walk this one, doesn't want the break. Coach calling for it to go to Saris. Saris doesn't even think about putting up the 3. Now Marotta gonna get it. They dump it into Kenny. Feldman goes up in the air. Kenny wanted the foul right there. Whole team is screaming at the ref for the foul. Puts up the tough layup. Can't get that one to fall. Looks like. Ooh. So, looks like we're going to get a warning on Coach Tim Ward here for complaining to the ref. Thought the call both ways might have came from the bench. Looks like that was from a parent. Feldman able to get the first free throw to go.
Well, it seems like Plymouth North might be under the impression that the refs are favoring Marshfield, if you will, but clearly not the case here.
Feldman goes 1 for 2 at the charity stripe. Lead's only going to stay at 5. McLeish from way downtown can't connect on that one. That one looked like it went off Saris's hands. Look, they're going to say last touch by the Rams. Kenny trying to get it in, through that pass right to Ryan McCabe. Now McCabe full steam ahead. Feldman goes up, tries to get it in with the left. They're going to draw the foul again. Noah Feldman so good at drawing contact and getting to the free throw line. Just has to make his free throws.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of free throws here. Most of them by Noah Feldman. He's always going right into the paint and drawing the fouls off on Plymouth North. It's definitely drawing some frustration here on the Eagles.
First shot up and no good for Noah Feldman. So Noah Feldman has had 5 free throws so far in this quarter. He's only made 1 of them. His 6th is good, so Noah Feldman shooting 33% here from the line in the quarter. Rams still staying in that man-to-man. Good ball moving here from the Eagles, getting it around. Bakey swings it to Saris. Saris tries to go into the paint, puts up a tough floater. Can't get that one. Saris gets his own miss, and he's going to get Feldman on the foul right there. It's going to be Feldman's 2nd of the quarter. Oh, so
interesting.
Feldman's going to get a little lucky there. Foul's not going to go on him. It's going to be on Richardson, so that's going to be Richardson's 2nd. And now both teams 1 foul away from the bonus. Saris, despite the ruckus from the student section, able to knock that first one in. Now into the game for the Rams is number 24, Sean Chesbrough.
Sean Chesbrough is a big rebounder. He's always under the hoop collecting rebounds for the Rams, much like Ryan McCabe. It's a good fill there for Ryan McCabe.
Looks like Fish needs him to guard the bigs down low for the Eagles. A second shot there for Saris is no good. Now Richardson trying to push the tempo up the court. Didn't have anybody. Now Richardson's going to try and take it himself. Puts up the floater. Floater's left short. Richardson wanted the foul call there. Saris picked up his dribble. Now Bakey's just going to walk this one up the floor. 5-point deficit for the Eagles. Drop it inside to Kenny. One more to Marotta. Chesbrough eats the hit, and Marotta just told Chesbrough he's a little too small right there. It's Patton getting shoved in the backcourt right now by Thatcher. Ref's not going to call anything, just going to let them play. Patton liking the matchup that he has, and now Patton's going to get the foul call. So Thatcher going to get whistle for it, and Patton's going to go to the line for 2. Fresh shot for Patton, up and in at the line. Back to a 2-possession game. Second shot for Patton is up, and both of them bounce in off the front of the rim. Coach Fish going to call a timeout here. Not too happy with the product his team's leaving out on the court.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting third quarter here. Not a lot of scoring from either side of the ball here, Tyler. We saw a lot of scoring last game, but not a lot of scoring tonight here from the Rams. So it's a little bit of an interesting scenario. So maybe Coach Fish taking the timeout to maybe readjust some of the strategies here going in to the rest of the third quarter and fourth quarter. So looking forward to seeing what the Rams are going to come out of the huddle doing.
I'm curious to see if Coach Fisher's going to make any other substitutions here, maybe get a Liam Riley in for defense. something along those lines. Looks like didn't see anybody go up to the table, so it looks like he's going to rock with the same 5 he just had out there on the floor, but probably going to make some defensive adjustments and some offensive adjustments.
Yeah, defense is a key aspect here, Tyler. When it's going to be this much of a physical game, defense is definitely what you need to rely on. The team of Marotta and Kenny, I've noticed, is really starting to get past the Rams' defense. When you notice that Marotta just uses his big body to get right through the paint and put up points for the Eagles. So that's something the Rams need to watch out for going into the rest of this game.
So Rams going to break the huddle. Plymouth North doing a really good job of staying in the fight right now. And again, like we said earlier, they're still missing their best player, that being Short Chase. He's on the bench. Looks like he's in uniform, but it looks like Coach Ward is just hesitant to play him right now.
Well, when you play someone who's somewhat injured, you run a risk of causing more damage to that injury. So I think Coach Ward is avoiding that risk.
And it looks like it's a calf injury there for Chase. So we saw what happened in the NBA Finals if you play on a calf injury. Definitely not a good sign. Definitely not worth taking the risk. Saris, though, has done a good job in that role for Chase. Looks like Rams coming out in a 2-3 zone here. Last time we saw this, the Eagles got an immediate 3. Into the game for the first time. This is Weston Allen, a sophomore here for the Eagles. So finally an underclassman is checked into the game for Plymouth North. Eagles doing a great job passing their way through the zone. Kenny gets a mid-range, and Kenny's able to put that one up and in. Patton calling for it. Patton gets it in stride, just attacks, and Patton gets taken out of the air by Bakey. North coaches are a little upset about the outlet. Looked like Bakey took out all his frustration about letting that one up when Patton went up in the air for it. Patton makes the first free throw, so that's going to be Bakey's 3rd foul. So looks like Ward's going to keep Bakey in the game. He's going to take out Marotta. McLeish is going to come in.
We've seen McLeish hit a couple deep shots so far in today's game, so he's definitely a threat to watch when he's going for 3.
So Patton makes both. And McCabe going to come back in, taking out Chesbro. Chesbro, really quick shift right there. Let up a couple of buckets, so now Rams going to fall back into the zone again. Hessian going to meet Bakey at half court. And they're going to whistle Dan Patton for the reach right there. Didn't even look like Patton touched Allen at all, but nonetheless, Patton's going to get the foul call, and Allen's going to head to the free throw line for 2.
So far in this game, Tyler, we've seen a lot of unnecessary fouls be called by these refs.
So that's going to be Dan Patton's 3rd. Looks like the refs are just trying to prove it to the fans that they're keeping it an even game. So Patton in a little bit of foul trouble now. As Allen lights are a little too bright there on the first free throw for the sophomore. And it looks like Allen's going to be getting taken out here by Thatcher. Thatcher able to make the 2nd free throw. Now he's going to head to the bench. And it looks like Thatcher is going to be face guarding Dan Patton. We know Dan Patton's a big fan of being face guarded. Feldman lines up this 3. Left that one a little long, tried to pass it to Richardson. Bakey wipes his face, and now he's going to come down the court. Good ball movement here by the Eagles, just passing it through the zone, but Thatcher going to throw that one directly out of bounds. They're going to say that went off Feldman. Don't believe that touched a single Ram. Looked like Thatcher just threw it out of bounds.
And you can see Coach Fish's frustration from the sideline.
So Eagles going to set up a stack. Thatcher trying to seal Richardson. And Thatcher gets it in the corner. Shaw has the top of the key over to Bakey. Bakey spun a little too much, and that one went off the foot of Dan Patton. Brody Hessian tried to dive for it, couldn't make it to the ball in time. So Plymouth's going to keep the ball. Shot clock's not going to reset, so Plymouth North only going to have 9 seconds here to get a shot off. Coach Fish screaming for his team to get up. It looks like they're going to fall back into a man. They're going to try and go for Kenny down low. Kenny puts up the tough hook shot, but he's able to bank that one off the glass. Now Dan Patton has it. Shot clock's going to be off. Dan Patton's just going to drive in out to Richardson. Richardson puts up the 3. This one's good from downtown for Luke Richardson. Rams made the 2-for-1 play, but they still have to get the ball back. Over to Kenny. Kenny, no hesitation, puts up the three, answers right back in Luke Richardson's face. Now Rams gonna have 10 seconds to make a play. Up by 2 here. Going into the fourth, Hessian has it, back to Feldman. Feldman goes in the paint, into Richardson, slips it in. Richardson able to sneak that one in at the buzzer. Rams able to stay on top by 4 going into the fourth quarter. So your score after 3, 49-45 in favor of the Rams, but this is about to be a long 8 minutes, Ben, to determine who's going to come out of this game with the win.
Absolutely, Tyler. This is going to be a long, and it's going to be a tight 8 minutes. We're going to probably see Plymouth North gain some lead, and then we're going to see the Rams take it back, and it's going to go back and forth, back and forth. The Rams are lucky that they got that last layup before the third quarter ended from Richardson. So the Rams up by 4. I know that the Eagles are drawing up plays to answer right back, but it's going to be a physical, and it's going to be a tight fourth quarter here.
Absolutely, and Ben, I mean, if you're Coach Fish, the zone hasn't worked out. The zone hasn't worked out. You maybe got a couple good possessions out of it, but man-to-man is really where you're killing them. Now, they don't really have an answer for Kenny when he's on the court. Kenny looking like he can score at all 3 levels against anybody. You put Cam Ryan into the game, he's just putting his shoulder into him and shooting from the outside, getting anything to fall. So I think man still has to be the play, but you have to just watch out for Kenny at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenny and Marotta as well. They usually have seen kind of like a tag team in this game, and they've been using their big bodies to get around the Rams defense and put points on the board for the Eagles.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Marotta. He's been a great physical presence down on that block. Hasn't gotten a lot of looks, but when he gets his number called, he's usually finishing right there at the rim. So now both teams making their way back to the court here. Rams are going to get the first possession. Looks like the idea of face guarding Patton was a short one. Stature sent back to the bench. Passion going to walk it up. Now Patton just going to get it. Rams in the 1-4 high. Richardson pops. They're trying to get Hessian open. Play has been broken. Patton trying to sneak his way in. Tried to Euro step. Just got the ball taken from him. Patton wanted the foul right there. Couldn't get anything to go. So it's going to be a turnover there on Dan Patton's stat sheet. And the Eagles going to take over. Rams look like they're going to stay in their man-to-man. McCabe is going to be the one on Kenny. Patton blitzes there. Kenny gets it in the corner. Lynch, he's had a quiet night too. Hands it off to Saris. Saris doing a great job here. Over to Kenny. Saris just trying to find some sort of opening. Bakey trying to dance on Noah Feldman. Noah Feldman unfazed. Bakey puts up the tough fadeaway. Fadeaway won't go. Bakey, great way to get in there, but he tripped Noah Feldman. So they're going to call Bakey for the tripping call right there, because that could have ended really, really poorly there for Noah Feldman. Lucky he's able to just get up. Looks like his hand's bugging him a little bit.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see, a hand problem for Noah Feldman, one of the bigger shooters here for the Rams.
So that's going to be Bakey's 4th foul, and it's going to have to force him to come out of the game. So Shaw going to come back into the game. McCabe gets a good look at a 3, but he just puts his head down and goes. Gets it to Feldman. Feldman rips, goes baseline. Feldman tries to put up the reverse. Ran right into Amaro, and if that is on Amaro, that's going to be Amaro's 4th foul then. So Kenny has gotten, like, you could say the glory of being the star big man, because Amaro has just been in foul trouble the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, multiple players now for Plymouth North in foul trouble. Not where you want to be if you're the Eagles. Losing some key players like that is what can lead to the downfall of your game.
And Noah Feldman finally able to hit his first free throw of his 2 attempts. So Feldman still can't go 2 for 2 at the line. Eagles trying to push the tempo as they get it up to Lynch. In the corner for Saris. McCabe tried to get his hands on Marotta. Marotta had McCabe in the air. Surprised he didn't put that one up. Saris has it back. They're going to look for Marotta again. And McCabe gets his hand in there, but the ball just goes out of bounds. So McCabe tried to save it, but the Eagles going to have 14 seconds left on the shot clock to get a shot up. Sarah's going to inbound this one from the deep corner. They're going to have Feldman just sag off of him. They don't want anything into Kenny. Shaw fake the three, gets the screen. McCabe jump back. Shaw puts up the mid-range. Shaw still can't get a shot to fall here in this game. Richardson comes up with the rebound. Patton calling for it. Richardson throws a high ball to Noah Feldman. Feldman came up with it, slips it into Patton. Patton tried to get Saracen the out, but Patton able to get the and one there over Marotta. What an effort there from Dan Patton.
Unbelievable, Tyler. Dan Patton, absolutely incredible at picking up those and ones.
Patton great at drawing contact and great at finishing through contact as well. So that's going to be Marotta's only his first foul. Patton unable to finish the and one right there. Free throws. Been the death of Marshfield right now. Fish livid on the bench about this. Saris gets in, got a little push off there from Marotta. Marotta sneaks his way in. He's able to get the putback. Everyone on the court wanted the push off right there, didn't get it. So back to a 5-point deficit for the Eagles. Good ball movement there from the Rams as McCabe able to find Hessian there for the layup. Brody Hessian up to 11 points here in the second half.
Yeah, Brody Hessian, he's proven himself to be a key player here in the second half. He's dropped a couple threes and right there putting up the layup there for the Rams, adding to his points here for tonight.
Skipped over to Lynch, one more to Shaw. Shaw doesn't put up the shot. Dumped it in to Kenny. Kenny puts it up softly with the left hand. Kenny, he's had great touch all night at the rim. Just gets another one there to Stachi. McCabe, Euro steps, and they're going to get the blocking foul there on Marotta. So Marotta picks up 2 quick ones here in the fourth quarter. And the Eagles already up to 4 fouls in the quarter, so now the Rams technically are in the bonus because next foul, Marshall will be at the line. So they get Patton in the corner. Patton kicks it out to McCabe. McCabe thought about it. McCabe doesn't put the 3 up. Patton thought about the 3 now. Over to Feldman. Here's McCabe. Feldman tries to get past his man. Feldman goes inside, sneaks in, loses his dribble, but Feldman, great control there, knowing where the ball was, able to stay put and put this one in for 2.
Another great play there by Feldman, like a snake, weaving his way through Plymouth North defense, able to throw up that layup. Great play.
Expect the Rams to be a lot more aggressive with the Eagles now that they can play with the bonus. And the Eagles just trying to get something to go right here. Richardson doing a great job on Kenny down there in the paint. Feldman anticipating the passing lane. Shaw hasn't hit a shot yet tonight. Lynch trying to get something going here. Shaw tries to get it. Feldman, great defense right there from Feldman as Shaw threw a behind the back pass directly into the stands. Just under 5 minutes to go here. Now we have 2 players on the court with 2 fouls, and the Eagles are going to come out in a 2-3 zone because of it. Patton thought about the 3. Over to Hessian. Hessian, no hesitation, fires this one. Got it! Brody Hessian puts in the 3. His 4th of the second half, his 5th of the game. Eagles moving the ball around, trying to get it into Kenny, and they're going to whistle Ryan McCabe there for the push-off there. Kenny, big player. It's going to be hard to not foul him when he's calling for the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned his name on the halftime show a little bit, and going into the second half, he's going to be a player that's going to be hard to defend. And we've seen him bury his shoulder and push back on Marshall's defense, so it's tough to defend him.
So Fisher going to use his 3rd timeout here of the game. It's only going to be McCabe's 2nd. Rams' first foul out of the quarter, so they still have a couple to play with here, Ben. But Rams, they've done a pretty good job of holding Plymouth North this quarter, keeping them back, not letting anything crazy happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The Rams' defense is definitely holding down Plymouth North. Obviously, with a 10-point lead here, it could have been more if they had hit those free throws. I think that's where the Rams are actually struggling the most. They've had a lot of fouls called for them, and they don't usually hit those free throws. So I think the Rams need to focus in a little harder when they're shooting those free throws.
Absolutely. If the Rams hit all their free throws, they could be up by at least 15 points right now instead of 10. So probably the biggest deciding factor in this game. But if you're the Eagles now, you're in really serious foul trouble. We all know you have players in foul trouble, 2 of your starters in foul trouble. So now they've retreated to the zone, and Marshall, we just saw they were able to pass right through it.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to have players in foul trouble, especially 2 of your starting lineup. That is definitely not what the Eagles want here. So I bet you they're in the huddle right now talking about some formations that don't usually involve those 2 players. So they want to make sure to keep them as protected as they can.
So Eagles going to come in, getting the ball underneath. They have Amaro and Bakey in the game, both of them playing with 4 fouls in this game. They've put McLeish back into the game, one of their captains. So Coach Fisher going to keep his starters out there. Dan Patton not even looking at McLeish. Ball goes up. McCabe not able to win it. Kenny tried getting the hook right there. Couldn't. Now Saris is just going to pull this one back. McLeish has it. McLeish puts it up from way downtown. Can't connect on that one. Amaro struggling to get it inside, and Richardson just rips that one away from him. Richardson Euro steps over Kenny, and Richardson banks that one in with the left hand for the and one.
That got a big reaction from the student section here in Robert E. Cuther. A big play for Richardson using the left hand as well. Great play to get around the Eagles.
So that's going to be Kenny's third, and that just adds another player in foul trouble here for the Eagles. Still got 4 minutes to play. And Richardson can't complete the and one either, so free throws still the biggest struggle here for the Rams tonight. Kenny McLeish play catch. Now Bakey gets it back over to McLeish. Kenny has it inside. Kenny gets swarmed immediately by Patton. Now they hit Amaro at the top. Kenny puts up the three. That one no good. Thought that one was about a swish. That one rolled around the rim and out. Eagles back in that zone. Patton trying to see what opens up. Feldman just attacks, dumps it into Ryan McCabe. Wide open layup for the kid. Marshfield extends the lead to 14. Coach Ward is going to call what I believe is his final timeout of the game.
Yeah, you got to take a timeout here when you're down by now 14. Not where you want to be here if you're Plymouth North. So taking a timeout's a wise decision. Huddle up your team, maybe talk about some strategies both defensively and offensively. Try to get the ball through the net and try to put some points on the board.
So if you're the Eagles, you were kind of forced to get into the zone with so many of your key players being in foul trouble, but that just opened up for the Rams. As you saw, Patton didn't attack right away. Patton held the ball, waited for something to open up, and then you saw what he did with Noah Feldman. As Feldman able to drive and find Ryan McCabe wide open under the basket.
Yeah, absolutely. The Rams, no hesitation of holding the ball for a few seconds and waiting for the open man, and that's usually the smartest decision you can make here in the game of basketball.
So I'm just curious what's going on in that Plymouth North huddle right now, because if you're them, you still have a little over 3 minutes left in this game. This game's definitely not over yet if you're the Eagles, but you have to get points and you have to get them fast.
Yeah, and you have to get them points and get them fast, as you mentioned, Tyler, but you also got to watch out for fouls. When you have 3 players in foul trouble, that's not where you want to be.
So look for the Eagles to probably try and spray more threes. Looks like they're going to keep that same, oh no, excuse me. Looks like they're going to put McLeish back on the bench, and they're going to have Lynch come back in.
Gio Lynch, he's no stranger to clutch time. He put up the last-second layup to secure the win over Hingham they had last game.
Lynch has been awfully quiet here tonight. They're going to need him right now in this fourth quarter if they want any chance of coming back. And McCabe blitzes Lynch right there and takes his lunch money. And McCabe puts it up. McCabe can't put that one in, but draws the foul nonetheless. So it's a shooting foul regardless, but Ryan McCabe going to be at the line. And McCabe, even with the silence from the crowd, still can't make it. And that's going to be Lynch's 4th foul. So the Eagles playing with 3 different people with 4 fouls on the court right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not where you be. Coach Ward is definitely not happy about that over on the sideline.
And McCabe can't make either of them, and Fish devastated over there that his team hasn't been able to hit from the free throw line here tonight. Sayers trying to make something happen. He's done a great job replacing Chase here tonight. Sayers, nice behind the back, puts up a deep 2. That one blocked by Richardson. McCabe looked like he got pulled out of the air on the rebound attempt. Feldman almost loses it, throws up something. Thought Richardson might have been a couple feet taller there for an alley-oop, but he just threw that one right to the student section. Fish not too thrilled about it. Now McLeish going to take Lynch out of the game. Lynch playing with 4 fouls. Patton just inches away from taking that one away from Saris. Now Amaro going to have it top of the key. He's been quiet. Into Kenny. In the corner for Saris. Saris retreats. Now here's Bakey. Wakey getting around the screen. Good hesitation right there, but Richardson gave that one right back to him and told him to take it home back to Plymouth. North trying to get McLeish open for another three. He's had a couple here tonight. But they get it into Kenny, and McCabe just reaches right over and draws the silly ticky-tack foul. So 2 fouls on the quarter for the Rams, both of them on Ryan McCabe.
It's definitely been, we'll call it a foul-full game here, Tyler. A lot of fouls called on both sides of the ball here.
Fish telling McCabe doing a good job as Kenny finally misses a hook shot, but he gets the rebound over McCabe nonetheless. And now, looks like I was wrong. It was Coach Ward's 4th. This should be Coach Ward's 5th and final timeout here with 2 minutes to play in the quarter. The deficit's only 12, so if you're the Eagles, that's a 4-possession game in your eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. All they need to do is make the stop. That's how quick basketball can change. So in that huddle right now, Plymouth North is coming up with offensive strategies to get the ball down the court and try to get back in this thing, Tyler.
If Plymouth North, you have to assume they're going to go for threes. They just pulled Amaro out of the game. Couldn't see who's coming in for him. I'm assuming it's going to be senior Brendan Shaw. He's had a quiet night here tonight as well. His team looking for some buckets out of him. The timeout, your score 63-51 in favor of the Rams. Just a little bit over 2 minutes here to play. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Ben Wilson for what's been an amazing 2 games so far, because we had an amazing girls game a little bit before this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great game by the girls. First win of the season. Shout out to them. Incredible game we had there, Tyler.
So now Coach Fish just going to keep rolling with the starters till the end of the line. So Shaw is into the game now for the Eagles, as well as Thatcher, so you assume Thatcher is going to be face guarding Dan Patton on the defensive side of the ball. And the Eagles also put Lynch back into the game. Looks like the Eagles not really sure what they're running right here. But the Rams able to get it in. Patton runs right into a brick wall. That was Saris, and now Patton wants the ball back. Patton, no hesitation, goes right into the paint with his momentum, and he's able to lay that one in right off the rim. Good heads-up play from Patton there, seeing the extra man on the floor. Saris gets it in the corner. Shaw puts up the 3. Shaw finally able to break the 0 from his stat sheet, gets that 3 to go. And Patton, great court vision up the floor to Noah Feldman. Feldman fakes, puts it up over Lynch. Good defense from Lynch, playing with his 4 fouls, so risky play by him. There. Saris airballs the 3 right there. Patton took that one out of the air. Richardson gets by Saris. Richardson goes in, sneaks it into Hessian. Hessian, good ball fake. Now he goes up with the left hand. Brody Hessian puts it up. Marshfield gets the lead up to 13, excuse me. Shaw goes up by Shaw again. Shaw can't get the second 3 to fall. McCabe just hands this one off to Feldman. Feldman skips it to McCabe in the corner. McCabe just goes inside, under a minute to go. Fish telling them to hold it, just want them to burn out the shot clock, and Thatcher is just going to go foul Dan Patton out of frustration, and Dan Patton's going to go get 2 more shots at the foul line.
Yeah, Coach Fish definitely at this point is saying, run out the clock. We have the 13-point lead. We can win this one. All the Rams need to do is lock down on defense, and they can secure the win here.
So starters were out here for pretty much the entire 4th quarter, and now one of them's finally going to get about a 48-second head start to their rest for the night with Jameson Bongelotti coming in. Patton able to knock in the first free throw. And it's going to be Noah Feldman that gets his rest, as well as Brody Hessian. Liam Riley going to come in for him. Fish giving Hessian a big hug. Big game from the junior here tonight. 5 threes as well as a couple other buckets here in the second half. Patton able to knock the second one in. Nate Rollinson's going to come in replacing Luke Richardson. So Fish getting the rest of his subs out. And Fish going to call a timeout here. So you assume Patton and McCabe going to come out here to end this game. And in this last 48 seconds is going to be played by Rollinson, Bongelotti, Riley, and looks like one of them's going to be Hannigan. And we're just wondering who that fifth starter is going to be. So, Ben, we were tied at halftime, and Marshfield does what they do best, outscore their opponent in the second half. Great effort by the entire group of guys here tonight to come out here and get this win.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like you said, great effort here by the Rams. The second half is usually when we see the Rams hit their stride and put the points on the board. They did so here, and they were able to get around Plymouth North's tough defense, and they've been able to defend Plymouth North's tough offense as well. So great plays all around by the Rams, and it led to a great game here, Tyler.
Absolutely, and now, don't really know what you'd be saying in the huddle right now if you're either team. Fish using this timeout just to get his subs in. I'm surprised they're not already back on the floor. But it looks like the Eagles are going to get one more possession here. And it looks like Coach Ward has gone to his subs into the game. We have Weston Allen, Josh Laping, Owen Perry, Reed Costa, and Braden Perry. So Perry's, both juniors, I'm guessing that they're twins. So now Braden Perry going to bring it up the floor. 45 seconds to go. Eagles look like they're just going to run their dribble handoff action. They try to get a three for Perry as Rollinson just trips over his own ankle. Ref going to play till the final buzzer, so a foul is going to be kind of crucial because now there's going to be a 0.8 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Fish calling for Bongelotti to take the ball out of the rim. First free throw for Perry is no good. Fish telling him make contact on the rebounds. And just notice Chesbro's also into the game. Second free throw, good right there. Eagles going to stay in the press. Rams just need to get this one over half court, and then they can call it a day. As pass would have been a turnover if Hannigan wasn't there. Now Riley just going to hold it top of the key. Riley just going to post up. Still has 0.8 second difference. Chesbro almost goes over half court right there. Now Chesbro hasn't even dribbled yet. And Chesbro stepped behind half court, just a shoe size too big. So Eagles going to have 11 seconds to do something right here. Maybe get an extra 3 points on the board. Make the score look a little better.
Yeah, Tyler, that's all you can do at this point. I mean, the Eagles are just going to try to limit the lead here, but looks like a three.
Couldn't get the extra 3. Can't get the extra 2 either. Ball's still going to be loose. 2 seconds left. Perry puts it up. Shot's no good, and Chesbro gets the rebound. That's going to end it. Your final score going to be 69-55 in favor of your Marshfield Rams. Ben, there was a lot to love about both of these games here tonight, but this one in particular, the Rams do what they do best, bounce back in the second half, and dominate.
Yeah, absolutely. Double wins in the doubleheader. Both boys and girls with the win. But this game, this was a physical, tough, and challenge for the Rams. It was an absolute domination early for Plymouth North. We saw Kenny just absolutely get his way through the paint and just get right through the Rams defense, and that was a big challenge in the first half, but in the second half the Rams were able to limit his scoring and able to get the win here.
Kenny, he was simply incredible. Definitely can see why he's a senior captain, and obviously the Eagles, without their star player Troy Chase, it's going to make things a lot harder, but I thought the Eagles still put up a really good fight without him.
Yeah, absolutely. We walked in this game thinking, what would it be like without Chase? And right now I would say that they did a really good job without him. They had some key players on their team that were able to put up some serious points without Chase.
So that's going to do it here tonight. Your final score being 69-55 in favor of the Rams. That is going to do it for me this high school basketball season on Marshfield Community Media, as I have to head back to college. So I want to thank you all for listening to me this winter and putting up with me. You guys are in good hands here with the rest of the MCM crew, so thank you so much for listening to me this season. Enjoy the rest of the year and have a great night.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by
Biviano General.
Leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Crossing the 50, 40, he's got 2 men to beat, no one's gonna catch.
Kick is up, and it is score! For 3.
Got it!
With the shot, it's lights out, good night, goodbye,
And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve. Another one! And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl.